Leases a pay cut if he misses games due to COVID-19 vaccine mandates. ESPN's Tim Bontemps and Bobby Marks reporting the NBA and NBPA agreed on a reduction in a player's salary for each game an unvaccinated player misses because of local mandates. Irving would lose $380,000 per home game missed if he doesn't get vaccinated at any point this season. 49ers coach Kyle Shanahan's been adamant their plan is to have Jimmy Garoppolo be their starting quarterback while rookie Trey Lance develops. There, though, might be some changes to that plan as Garoppolo is undergoing an MRI today on his calf injury. If he's out, Fields will make his first regular season NFL start this week against the Cardinals, the best team in the NFL, believes ESPN's Dan Orlovsky.
Talking about a defense that can take the ball away a little bit, right? Like, maybe they're not going to be dominant all the time, but if they can be opportunistic and create turnovers and create interceptions and create fumbles, then we're turning it back to an offense that, again, forces you to go 53 1/3, sideline to sideline. We got to cover every aspect of it.
Raiders will see how running back Josh Jacobs' injured ankle looks and feels during pregame warmups before making the call whether he plays on Monday Night Football against the Chargers, 8 Eastern, ESPN TV. Bengals running back Joe Mixon with an ankle injury is week to week.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
A memorable Brady and Belichick return. The game was just so-so, but a lot of memorable moments from it. We talk about that and just how unusual that moment was in sports. I mean, now that it hit, I found myself more captivated by it than I thought I even would be after the hype of like a Super Bowl. And yet again, I didn't think the game would deliver. I'm not sure the game delivered, even though it was closer than I thought. But the moment probably delivered, and it was pretty unique to sports. We get into that. The rookie quarterbacks, including Mac Jones last night, had their best week in the NFL. Is that a sign of things to come for the rookie quarterbacks? We'll do our QB rookie report card grades tomorrow, but I bet they're going to be pretty good. Trey Lance, one of the rookies, now thrown into it over the next couple of weeks, probably for the San Francisco 49ers, and now we get to see how he does as well. Brent Martineau, Austin Lane, Casey Kurtz, Monday afternoon, usually talking about a Jags game. Obviously, they played Thursday. We discussed a lot of that on Friday. Where do the Jags go from here? And unfortunately, we still had to talk about the Jags over the weekend. They couldn't stay out of the spotlight. And hopefully everybody had a good weekend, but I know their head coach did not. Not a good weekend for Urban Meyer, Austin Lane.
No, not a good look at all. Obviously a team that I think is in dire need of some positive optics, a team that is in dire need of a win, and a team that's just in dire need of getting the national media off their back. And you saw the exact opposite. You saw the trending topic on Saturday, pretty much throughout the entire day, was Urban Meyer, and it was for all the wrong reasons. He alluded to this in the press conference. Obviously, it is a distraction, which I wholeheartedly believe it is a distraction. I think the fact that, and I was kind of surprised to hear that he actually didn't get back on the team plane, because I had never seen that before. I mean, I've seen players not fly back because of injuries, and then obviously a medical person has to stay back with them until, they get diagnosed, whatever the case may be. But I've never been on a team where a coach didn't travel back with the team. That was just that's kind of unheard of to me before.
So heck, Gus Bradley got fired and still flew back with the team.
Yeah, so that was a little different, and just not a good look. And it seems like it's just a laundry list of things now that people have these receipts about this team of just how things are being ran here.
Yeah, and I think that's true. That's I want to talk about that a little bit after. That's not the lead story here in terms of the flying back, but I found that interesting too. And I don't know if I have a problem with it per se, but I found it interesting. And we'll talk about that part of it in a bit. But listen, this is just an embarrassing moment for Urban Meyer. I mean, at the end of the day, I have two thoughts on it. And what you just said is one of them. This organization can't get out of the mud. I've been saying that a lot lately, but that's the only way I can. It's the mud. I mean, you're in it. Like, they are squarely in it. They've lost 19 games in a row. Mm-hmm. All right, 15 of those losses, I can spin for you that they got Trevor Lawrence out of it. And this kid, I think, is going to be good. I mean, it might help turn the organization around. they've tried different coaches after different coaches. They've lost Jalen Ramsey, who's the best freaking corner in the league. It might have been one of their best players they ever had here, and he just keeps performing for other teams. I mean, I watched Quincy Williams, who they cut after like 2 years, and part of that was he was hurt. They gave up on him, and he was making big-time plays for the Jets yesterday. Now, I don't know if he's going to be a Pro Bowl player. Maybe they win that and say, hey, it was right to get rid of him. He just had a good day. But there are those kind of things for this organization. They have a 14-0 lead. They can't score from the inch line, and they get beat, and they can't stop anybody in the second half. I mean, that's the real reality of it. That should be the distraction. In fact, they couldn't play defense in the second half. They can't win a game. All those things going on, and yet we're sitting here on an off weekend for the Jags, and on Saturday night, game on, right, because of this 9-second video. And that, to me, is the bigger part. It's like Urban Meyer's supposed to be here to flip this organization around, you know, and he's supposed to be here to get rid of all the bad stats and the bad performances and the bad everything. This was the gamble Shad Khan took. And while he comes with some baggage as well, we all knew that. If you can flip it around, the optics, the winning, the everything else, well, you can deal with some of those things. We do that. We do that in sports. That's just part of it. And maybe he still will. But to this point, now you have to go back and mention the Doyle stuff. And now you have to go back and should he have given Tebow a shot? Should he have cut Josh Oliver? Why didn't they sign Dan Arnold? Why didn't they do from a personnel, from an on-the-field stuff to the off-the-field stuff, right? You go back and you just count all these ways up, and now we're like, okay, maybe everybody was right. And, you know, everybody tried to get excited about this Urban Meyer thing, but everybody on the outside said, be aware, right? Be aware. And here we are. And now this team has to deal with that. So from an optic point of view, I think that is important. I think it's like that's the leader of this franchise right now. I mean, outside of Shad Khan, he is the leader of the franchise. Trevor Lawrence probably the face of the franchise going forward, but Urban Meyer is a huge name and a part of that. That's embarrassing for the Jaguars organization. It's embarrassing for him. It's embarrassing for the players. It's embarrassing for everybody around it. And now they have to kind of talk about this and while they're trying to get things right, they look like they're playing better football, but they still haven't won a game in a long, long time. And then the second part of it that really hits home more than me is as I was watching that thing unfold on Twitter Saturday night, I really felt for his wife and the family. You know, I mean, they're all seeing this too. And it's not my job to feel for the family. I'm sure he does too, and all that. He mentioned that today. But I just couldn't help but think about that. I mean, those are two things that I'm like, golly. I mean, there's this stuff blowing up on Twitter right now because that's the way Twitter works, and she doesn't even know it. You know? Yeah. I mean, she didn't even know it. She's I think, babysitting the grandkids or something like that.
Oh, I mean, she knew about it pretty quick, though, because of the things that she, I mean, I really don't need to get into what she was like and what she was saying.
Well, relatively quick, but not instantly quick, you know, if you watch that kind of unfold on social media. So the bottom line is those are the two thoughts that I had over it. I mean, does it impact their football team? I don't think so. I don't.
Really?
I don't. I don't think it does. But you're the player, and so that's why I want your perspective on this. I mean, how much of a distraction is it coming back? How much does it impact the football team? How does it impact the football team? Because I don't think it does that much, but that's an outside view. Why would it?
So let me ask you this. Let's say the story was that Trevor Lawrence, let's say that they played North Carolina. So let's say that they played in Carolina, play the Carolina Panthers, right? And Trevor Lawrence chose to stay behind, didn't come back on the team plane because he wanted to hang out with family and friends. Maybe there was a birthday or something like that. A day later, Trevor Lawrence is seen partying, grinding, doing whatever he wants to do on film. Are we going to question the leadership? Are we going to question the integrity of Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah.
Okay. That's Trevor Lawrence, who's a rookie in the NFL.
Yeah. This
is Urban Meyer, who was brought in to change the culture of the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, yeah, I think that we have a right to question right now, just the culture and what's going on there, because we do it for players all the time. And we always give quarterbacks, we call it the quote-unquote double standard. I know Blake Bortles got the double standard when he'd go to the Jags beach bars and he wasn't playing well. Well, coaches then should have a quadruple standard, because to me it's even more important, more under the microscope of them having to do the right thing, because they're the tempo setters. They're the foundation setters. And you saw a guy who didn't travel back with the team. I do think that's a little bit of a distraction.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's obviously a distraction. I think he admitted to be a distraction. Yeah. But for how long? Like, is the story over? Does it hurt? What I'm asking you is, how does it impact their football team from a, okay, they're 0-4, getting ready for Tennessee. Like, is it just a separate issue than football? Could it be an overriding come back to bite you later on down the road? Or is it done today? The football team goes to work, they go to practice, they do their thing? Or do you think it impacts like some of the prep getting ready for Tennessee and all the rest?
No, I mean, it could very well impact some of the prep. My question, I guess, also is, when were you going to watch the Bengals film? Today? So you played on Thursday night, and you gave everybody Friday, Saturday, Sunday off after that game, after the second half where that we didn't recognize the Jacksonville Jaguars second half, and they get 3 days to just chill on that?
I think they were back. I thought he said Thursday night. Now, I don't know this. I thought they were back in the building yesterday. I thought he gave him Friday, Saturday.
Okay.
Back in the building Sunday.
Okay, so watching film on Sunday.
He didn't reference that today, but he did reference that on Thursday when in Cincinnati. He's like, we're going to get away for get these guys a couple of days. I'm pretty sure he referenced that. Or maybe I just heard that he was going to give it off Friday, Saturday, then back Sunday.
Well, then maybe I'm wrong. Just by what I saw from the press conference, it made it seem like they're on to Tennessee today. Like as in Monday, they got back together and started watching film. I mean, in my eyes, like I get it. It's one thing if you want to reward a team for playing a great game. It was a physical game. I get it, Thursday night, short notice. So you want to reward the team and say, guys, take the next 3 days off. You guys earned it.
The victory, whatever.
Yeah, the victory, yeah. We call it the good old victory Mondays. I'm not saying he should have practiced on Sunday or anything, but I'm saying, well, were you going to watch the film together? And maybe they did. Maybe he flew in Sunday and then they watched film on Cincinnati, and now they're on to Tennessee. But what I hope didn't happen is the fact that you waited till Monday to watch the Cincinnati film. Oh, and by the way, on the same Monday, now we got to plan for Tennessee as well. Like you've had extra time now to plan for Tennessee, who, by the way, is your biggest rival, who is your division opponent, who is in first place right now by themselves in the division, a division that, let's be honest, not that competitive right now. So it's a huge game. I hope that they're doing their due diligence and saying, hey, we have a couple extra days to plan for Tennessee. Let's use our time wisely.
Well, okay, so you're on it. I mean, you do have an issue with the idea of that he stayed in Ohio, he took the time off and didn't, try to fix this thing or go back and revisit this thing. You had a couple extra days. You're more stuck on that than the actual video that's coming out.
I mean, obviously, the video is not a good look.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I'm stuck on the video because it doesn't make the organization look good.
No.
Yeah. I mean, that's an issue. Like, players
from
probably
the
a question.
impact point of the view, you're not saying the video and the embarrassment as much as, why weren't we trying to fix this thing over the last couple of days? And spend an extra time doing that, right?
I mean, I think overall, Brent, the video is a large part of it, because if it wasn't for the video, then we wouldn't be talking about it. Like, we really would have no idea.
Well, we wouldn't.
So the video brought light to everything. So, yeah, the video is absolutely a big deal. Now, it's none of my business with his family of what they're going. I really don't care. But I'm saying, from a former player in that locker room, my coach chooses to stay in the city for an extra couple of days, and I got to fly back after a loss, and I'm miserable. And all of a sudden, I see a couple of days later he's partying and having a good time. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably have an issue with that.
I'm telling you, when this came out, and when I heard him say that today, that he didn't fly back. See, I initially was thinking something similar on Saturday night. It's like, hey, go chill out, go relax, go spend time with the family. That's okay. You got to have a balance of doing that. I understand that. But I'd also be, this guy's 0-4 right now. The Jags are 0-4 right now. He hates to lose. Like, I don't know if, I'd rather know that the head coach is in there trying to grind, fix stuff, and sleeping in the cot and all that stuff, in the building. Mm-hmm. Like, there's all those cliche stuff about the NFL, which I think can be a little overrated too. Now you can do it from home, by the way. You can do it from wherever you are. But when he said that today, I was taken aback, and I'm not sure people are talking about that part of it enough. So I'm not arguing with you here. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting that you were taken aback by that, because I couldn't wait to ask you that. But I think that's odd. Like, I think it was odd that if you want to fly back to Columbus and go see the family for a day, well, you got all sorts of means to do that. But the fact they didn't come back on Thursday night, spend Friday kind of shuffling through that tape or whatever else, maybe go Saturday and even Sunday and come back Monday, like you said, we wouldn't even have known. Like, I was a little bit, I don't know if I'm right to be like, whoa, that's odd. Or I just was like, oh, that's kind of odd. Like, why was he did anybody else stay? Like, did Josh Allen go to the Kentucky game and he didn't fly back? Yeah. Like, then I guess it's okay.
I mean, well, yeah, and I have no idea. I doubt Josh Allen did that. And that's really, – I mean, that's one of the issues I have here.
It caught my attention.
No, and it should, because you can't regulate one day and then do something different, and I'm not sure what the week was like after that game. I remember when we played Thursday night at home against Indianapolis, we had Friday off unless you're on the treatment list. So I was on treatment list, so I had to go in and get treatment. And then Saturday we had to come and watch film because we had to break down the game and get ready to roll. And I think that was like kind of halfway through the season as well. So we were all drained and we're tired. I mean, let's be honest, this is the fourth game of the season.
Yeah. We're
just getting started here. All right. It's 1/4 of the way done. You got a long ways to go. I'm surprised by a lot of things. I'm surprised at the fact that he didn't fly back with the team. I'm surprised that, a video of him in a bar doing what he was doing is everywhere. Like, I'm surprised by that. I'm surprised that it seems like this team didn't watch the Bengals film or get together until maybe Sunday at the earliest, but it might have been Monday.
Definitely was the earliest. They weren't getting together Friday, Saturday, as far as I knew.
So I'm surprised by that. I'm really surprised by a lot of things right now, Brent.
Yeah. Listen, I think that's fair because, and that doesn't make it right or wrong. They could come out and beat the Titans on Sunday. I mean, maybe they do. Maybe they continue the progression. But again, I mean, here's the thing. Urban Meyer is here to change this stuff. He's here to change this thing, this organization, this 19 in a row, this everybody, whatever on the Jags. The Jags are the Jags stuff. Mm-hmm. That's why I mean, to be honest with you, I'm excited about Urban Meyer being here when he gets hired because this guy doesn't lose. Yeah. I've said that, okay? I've defended that. I've raised the pom-poms for that at times. With Trevor Lawrence, it's not in his DNA. It's not in Urban Meyer's DNA. Well, when he does lose, I'm kind of like, all right, he's going to get you out of it. And I can tell, listen, I can see the progression, what he said today. I mean, they've gotten better. There's no doubt. Mm-hmm. I feel like there's some good coaching going on there. I think there was some poor coaching going on the first couple of weeks too. But I think there's some good coaching going on there. But I would kind of like, if I'm a fan or if I'm maybe a player that has been through this now for a while and is mired in a 19-game losing streak. By the way, didn't you want to say that same name?
No, I mean, that was good. That was good.
Didn't plan that. But
nicely done.
I just would kind of hope everybody's fishing for answers so much because losing sucks so much and they can't wait to get back on the field and win that game. And while I do think that's in the DNA, the actions over the weekend didn't really portray that. If he's not flying back with the team, they're not looking at video, they're not spending extra time. And I understand resting the players. Believe me, I understand more now than I did 20 years ago about balance in your life and all that stuff. And you got to get rested and refresh and use that time to, get ready for a lot of games to go in the season. There's a lot to be said for that. Mm-hmm. But there's also a lot to be said for getting a freaking win. Right? For why you blew a game in the second half the way you did, for why you couldn't make a single play on defense. I'll tell you this, I hope Joe Cullen looked at that tape for 3 days and figured out what the hell they can do better to stop somebody on defense because they got Derrick Henry coming to town. Mm-hmm. So again, man, everybody's wrapped up in this video and this TMZ-ish kind of world. And, yeah, it's embarrassing and it's the bad optics and all that stuff. And I feel for the family members and all that for Urban's family. But I'm kind of like, hey, I'm sick and tired of talking about 19 losses in a row. I mean, when are you going to switch this thing around? And so I agree. I took more umbrage to that, too, though. I'm glad you did because now I wonder if the players do. Right? Do the players do as much as you do right now? Do they feel that? And if so, is that a risk of losing some of the players in that locker room who have really held on tight to this thing so far in the first month despite 4 losses?
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to you have to practice what you preach.
Yeah.
And like I said, I mean, if this was a player's case and the player was out, he didn't travel back with the team, I guarantee his teammates would have problems with that. Absolutely. There's not a doubt about it. I'm not in that locker room. I haven't been in that locker room for a long time in terms of being a teammate. So I don't know how they feel. But there's got to be questions. There has to be concerns. How could there not be? So whether you want to throw the losing streak in the mix, whether you want to throw the bad optics, to me, it comes down to more of just the optics, I think. I understand the losing streak is definitely on the table. I'm not sure how this fan base really feels about the losing streak. I mean, maybe some of them are really worried about it. I'll be honest. I watched this fan base last year cheer for this team to lose 4, 5, 6, 7 games. So how concerned are you about this losing streak right now? I mean, I think if you're talking about overall, if you're talking about having the record for most losses in a row, well, then, yeah, you don't want that. No team wants that. But if we're vying for second place, I'll be honest, I don't even know who the second place team is right now in terms of longest losing streak. I really don't know. I really don't care. I'm not sure if the fans care or not. Maybe they do. But I'm just tired of, you got Urban Meyer. It was the outside-the-box trend. It was something new, something exciting. And you're 0-4, and there's bad optics after bad optics. I mean, there is. I mean, yeah, there's been good, sure. But there's also bad. I mean, I'm trying to be nice.
Yeah, it hasn't been that good.
Okay.
I mean, we're fishing for good.
Yeah.
Listen, again, I try to not get too wrapped up in all the bad. Okay, it's a one-off thing here. It's the Tebow stuff and whatever stuff. But now you're like, you start adding them up, and it's like, okay, this is what people were afraid of, right? This is what people questioned. Yeah. And so I say, hey, you know what? People were going to question that. Mm-hmm. But I think this guy knows how to win. I think he knows how to change a culture. And what happened this weekend impacted that. Mm-hmm. It impacted the culture building that I expect of Urban Meyer to take place and flip this organization around. How much so, we don't know yet. We could look back on it, and it was, heck, maybe they start winning after all this happened. Who knows? And now I wonder if it impacted a game plan for the Tennessee Titans in trying to win your first game of the year. I shouldn't wonder that. And now I'm starting to wonder, if you're okay with being at home and not flying back with the team, has he lost his edge a little bit? Does it not piss him off as much losing? He looked pissed off on Thursday. Yeah. But listen, we all compete. We compete. And if you lose, you can't wait to go back and get after it. Yeah. Right? And that's Urban Meyer's DNA, right?
And that's the message you have to be sending to your team.
And that's it. And so, again, I'm glad we're a little bit on the same page here. I don't know maybe we're making too big of a deal out of this. But I caught it, and I didn't see many people talking about this. I thought that was very interesting that he flew back or didn't fly back with the team, stayed there, and then this happens, of course, right?
Yeah.
You know?
And to me, Brent, when I say the bad optics being seen in a negative light, honestly, to this point, the national media can say whatever they want to say. Because
honestly, I don't care about that.
But we got to care to an extent sometimes, right? Yeah. When people want to call Jacksonville, here's the thing. I will always defend the city. I will always defend the people in the city, and I will always try my best to defend a lot of the players in that locker room. But it's hard to defend this team right now.
Yeah.
Okay?
It is.
It's when...
And by the way, I have done that probably more than anybody in town over 14 years.
No, for sure.
and that kind of, it irks you a little bit. It's like, hey, man, I'm going to bat. Hey, why are we trading away good players?
Yeah.
Why are we cutting players loose after 2 years? Why are we drafting 9th overall picks that now are been traded because they don't want to play football potentially or not here? It's those things get tiresome. And by the way, try to be positive guy about a lot of that, defend a lot of people in there, and then but now you're starting to make me look bad.
No, that's the thing. I'm not even worried about me looking bad. It's just the fact that I know, but it's just the fact that at some point it's just like, yeah, you guys are right. Go ahead and make fun of us. Go ahead and make fun of our coach. Go ahead and make fun of our team. What more is there to say? And that's the frustrating part of it, because this is the National Football League. Okay, we talk about a team in Washington a year ago who had a PR nightmare on their hands.
They did.
They had a team that had racist undertones in their team name. Oh, and also miles and miles of sexual, harassment cases.
Yes.
Brought to by members of that organization.
And fans that were fleeing the organization.
How's Washington doing now? Are they in a negative light? Are we making fun of them in the national media? No. Ron Rivera doing a good job. Taylor Heineke, go do your thing. Houston had religious craziness going on in their locker room. Hopkins leaves. J.J. Watt, the good old All-American boy, wanted to leave because it got too bad for J.J. Watt, of all people. Houston was the laughingstock. Well, I don't know too much about Houston anymore, but it seems like the consistent thing, the nonstop thing in this National Football League for, I don't know, the past 3 years now has been the Jacksonville Jaguars, of being in a negative light. And I'll be honest, I'm tired of it. I figured Urban Meyer would come in here and at least change everything. Nah, man, we're exactly where we were with, Tom Coughlin questioning 100% participation, with Grievance Gate. We haven't moved an inch. We have yet to make any progress in terms of how this team is received in the national light. Now, to echo your point, Brent, do I care about what the people think about us? A little bit. But to me, what it comes down to is if you have negative narrative after negative narrative after negative narrative, that will eventually wear on your team.
Yeah.
It just has to. I mean, I remember being in that locker room back in 2012, and we're talking about is Milwaukee getting fired after the first year. And that was just one little negative thing, and we were all worried about it. What is this team going through when it's negative after negative after negative? I get it. You're tight-knit. You're strong. You could be a brotherhood. You could be a family. But nobody's that strong, man.
Yeah.
These players take note of that.
Well, not only that, how toxic is it going to get, or can it be? And do you want to put Trevor Lawrence, the most important player, quite frankly, right now in this franchise, and maybe in franchise history, if we're being honest? Maybe a little bit overdramatic, but you get my point. Are we going to put him in that situation? This is a very mature kid. He knows what he's doing. He I think he's fine and all of it, but do you want to put him in that situation, or potentially toxic situation? And now you start to wonder a little bit about that. So I think this is on Urban. This is on Urban now to go dig in and just be like, I ain't losing. I'm turning this thing around. This is on it. That'd be my message. Urban, you signed up for this. And Shad Khan put it in your hands to turn it around. The thing I said when he got hired is I think he's going to flip the organization on its head, which I think it needed to be, because quite frankly, they haven't won around here. Well, it's time to do it. A little progress here or there, that's great. But it's time to win football games. It's time to have the right culture in place. It's time to not be talking about this kind of stuff in the middle of a season. This, by the way, is a lot different if you're talking about it in June than it is in October, in my opinion, right? This is on Urban, and he's got to be the guy. He can't just go in the corner now and be like, well, a little bit of that today was, man, I'm embarrassed by it, and, how are we going to get out of it, all this stuff. It's not even on Tennessee. He tried to flip it to the game, but still, there's still more to get through here before he can really get his attention. You could almost sense that he was distracted himself by it.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, he was talking about the Phoenix Cardinals instead of the Arizona Cardinals, I mean, he is distracted right now because of the situation that he put himself in on Saturday. Again, that's the leader of the organization. Shad Khan's the owner, but that's the leader of the organization right now. And I think having one leader of the organization was a good thing. Again, another thing I defended. But right now, it's a bad thing. It's not a good thing. And it's all up to Urban to fix it. It's up because he has been entrusted to do so. And he has to figure it out. And he has to go to work on it. And fly home with the team on it.
Yeah.
And bury himself in the building on it, in my opinion.
For sure.
I mean, however it's got to be done. Because I think that's how you get out of it.
Yeah.
Got to get out of the mud, man. And you can't get out of the mud if you just stand still. You got to keep crawling. I mean, you got to be able to do that.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. If they beat Cincinnati, if it's a convincing win, then the focus is going to be more on that video, and obviously it was wrong, yada, yada, yada. But we saw what the team did in the second half against Cincinnati, and it was not a good look, right? And now you're carrying that momentum or lack of momentum from that Cincinnati game into your divisional rival, and probably you're the biggest couple games coming up here. So, not good, bro.
We'll talk a little more football. We will hear from Urban what he had to say today. It was really about 81 seconds worth of sound, and we've got it for you, and we're way late. But obviously, it's a big story in Jacksonville, unfortunately, on a Monday, instead of how to freaking stop Derrick Henry, which I think by tomorrow will be the story, but it kind of wasn't today or Sunday or Saturday night. We'll be back. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
On this Monday, a mix of sunshine and clouds with an isolated shower. High 88 degrees, nice and warm out there. Then partly cloudy with an isolated shower along the coast tonight. Lows in the mid-60s. Partly sunny Tuesday, a few showers, high 85. And scattered showers and storms on Wednesday. High still in the middle to upper 80s. From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Corey Sima.
The weather meter is brought to you by Beards Diamonds. Don't miss Beards BOGO Wedding Band Sale October 8th through the 24th.
ESPN 690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
For survivors of domestic violence in Duval and Baker counties, Hubbard House provides free, confidential emergency shelter and services. Call our 24-hour hotline at 904-354-3114.
JTech is a local nonprofit private institution of higher learning focused on essential career training such as automotive, diesel, HVAC, marine and RV technology, and commercial truck driving. They are currently hiring technical education instructors for all their programs. If you have experience in those fields, they want to talk to you about using your knowledge and skills to teach and prepare the next generation of skilled tradesmen and women. Give them a holler to start the process. Their phone number is 904-328-5599. Again, that's 904-328-5599. You've got the skills. Now it's time to give back. Get involved, feel good about your deeds, and lead the future of skilled trades labor.
Temperatures keep climbing, and hotter weather means your body needs more water. Stay hydrated. CGC Water Treatment wants to make sure the water you and your family drink is cleaner, healthier, and tastes great. It starts with the Connecticut system, proudly made in America and installed by the pros CGC Water. Not sure about your water? Call CGC. They'll analyze your water for free. I haven't had to worry about my water since I got mine installed because Connecticut systems remove up to 99% of the contaminants. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Connecticut makes the world's most efficient softeners, non-electric, twin tanks that use less salt and water during regeneration. Save up to $500 on select softener and RO systems this month. Financing available with approved credit. Call CGC Water at 904-552-1242. Call and ask about Conway Club, the new service program that will save you money on salt, filters, delivery, parts, and labor. Tell them Brent sent you and find out all the details and all the great ways you can save. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com, your local independent Connecticut dealer.
I'm Elfrida Boney, founder and CEO of Perfectly Suited Career Consulting. I'm proud to be a Jax Chamber member and to serve on the advisory board of the Jacksonville Women's Business Center. The JWBC is innovating and adapting, embracing the digital transformation to serve more women in Northeast Florida. For example, we are launching the Network of Trust program that will mentor and vet female business owners, preparing them to take the next step as a company. For more information, visit jaxchamberfoundation.org.
Prices are falling at Beard's Diamonds.
Starting Friday, October 8th, buy one, get one is back at Beard's Diamonds.
No other jewelry store in North Florida can match it. Buy any band and get the other band free.
Yes, it's a buy one, get one free on wedding bands.
For 17 days only, October 8th through the 24th.
And only at Beard's Diamonds.
Beard's has brought in cases of inventory with the latest styles from the hottest designers just for the sale.
It's the largest selection of men's and women's wedding bands in North Florida.
You can save thousands. Buy any wedding band and get the other band free.
October 8th through the 24th, and only at Beard's Diamonds.
If you're getting married soon or want to upgrade your wedding bands, now is the time during Beard's Buy One, Get One sale, October 8th through the 24th.
Get the lowest prices in Jacksonville, guaranteed, at Beard's Diamonds.
At the St. John's Town Center or at beardsdiamonds.com.
Bozard Ford, Ford's Garage, and ESPN 690 are proud to present Be the Sun, Not the Salt Community Award.
Do you know any coaches, teachers, or mentors who are doing all the good they can in the community and should be recognized and rewarded for being positive energizers and making a difference? Are they kind, authentic, compassionate, and positive? Then tell us why they deserve to be recognized. You and your nominee can win free stuff just for being sunny, not salty.
Details and nomination forms are available on ESPN 690's website. Powered by Be the Sun, Not the Salt, Bozard Ford, Ford's Garage, and Cox Media Group.
From the biggest names in sports,
Justin Herbert, ladies and gentlemen,
to the stories that matter.
The New England Patriots want to play that way. They want to protect
and plenty of opinions.
It's simple. Justin Fields is better, but I'm willing to.
And it starts every morning with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, right here on ESPN Radio.
Well, you know, there's a big difference between what you had the Arizona Cardinals, who are a good team, that we had them, if we make those 2 extra points, I believe it was 21-10 or something like that. And then the second half against, so I'm really looking into that. I met with the coordinators. What can we do differently to get that energy and consistency and whatever adjustments that we have to make? Because the first half, especially the last 2 games, were pretty powerful.
Jaguars will have to finish it. That's Urban Meyer now talking about football. They did spin it to the football side of things, and the Jags are 0-4. I mean, that's it. They got to try to find a win a game. I mean, it is absolutely nuts that if they had won that game against Cincinnati, this game coming up Sunday would be for first place in the AFC South. I mean, think about that for a moment. The Jags have been brutal. They had lost 18 games in a row, and going into week 5, if they were to beat Tennessee, they'd be in first place in the division. I mean, most likely, I guess, because Houston and, I mean, it would, actually, no, they'd definitely be tied. At the very least, they'd be tied. So, what a wacky league it is to begin with, you know? And by the way, I will say this, and you know this, Austin. I mean, there's, I don't know how much this will hamper the everyday, this meaning like the video and stuff and the distraction of it, which I think is a distraction. Mm-hmm. But I kind of feel like it's a 2-day distraction. I think. I don't know that. I think. And in part, I say that because there's a lot of stuff that goes on in NFL buildings.
Of course.
There really are. Like a lot of stuff that we aren't even privy to, and good and bad teams. You're right. Mm-hmm. You know, there's a lot behind the scenes, man. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of egos. There's a lot of dirt. There's a lot of everything. Yeah. And some of it we learn about, some of it we don't. This one, obviously, everybody learned about. And again, it doesn't make it all right. I'm just saying that's why I'm not a huge believer, like, is this going to impact the actual performance going forward? I don't think it will. But it's just kind of adds another layer of what I call mud to the situation.
Well, and that's the problem. When you have an 0-4 team right now that's desperate for a win, like, these things don't help. Either you're doing things that help your team or things that are detrimental to your team. That video is detrimental to your team. So, I mean, that's the black and white way to look at it, right? Did you help your team or did you hurt your team? Well, you hurt your team. Yeah. Well, your team's 0-4 right now, okay? And you got to find a way to win. Those things don't help.
Yeah, and by the way, I'll reiterate what I just said, and I think it really, you could tell Urban was distracted today because he's still dealing with this behind the scenes, even though he just talked about it for about 3 minutes. But that was it. But he's still dealing with it. And you could tell he was distracted. And again, I have charge. Shad Khan has charge. We all have charge Urban Meyer with flipping this thing around and getting it right.
Yeah.
And so that's taken away from preparation time. So I don't think the rest of the team will be distracted. I think they'll be able to function normally this week and go about their business. But I do think it's clear as day this is distracted from his preparation, Urban's preparation at the very least, of how to prepare for Derrick Henry, Tennessee, and go win a football game.
2 things. I think number one, you know, I do commend the way, I mean, Urban Meyer didn't cancel a press conference. He literally looked down the barrel, spoke his piece, and did what he had to do. Like, I give him props to being a man and fessing up to when you messed up. Like, that's part of being a man. And that's a positive message to send to your team for sure. But you know what's going to happen here Sunday, Brent, if this team can't compete with Tennessee?
That's
what, I mean, I'm going to talk about it. I'm sure you'll talk about it. Everybody will talk about, well, was this team distracted? This team had a problem? Like, that's where we go, because where else can we go right now if you go 0-5? If you beat a Tennessee Titans team lost to the Tennessee Titans team that just lost to the New York Jets. Okay, so we'll see what happens throughout this week. We'll see how they perform on Sunday. But, like, I get, like, this team can put it past them, but if you don't beat Tennessee, it'll come back again, because that's the way the world works.
Well, and really, Austin, it's kind of like if they look awful against Tennessee, this is going to be a major. This is going to be out of control. If Tennessee's better, Tennessee didn't play well against the Jets. The Jets
they
won
didn't
a
have
game.
A.J. Brown, then Julio. I mean, they're missing a lot of their best players.
I can't sit here and honestly tell you that if none of this happened, I would still be like, hey, Jets beat them. Now the Jags are going to beat them. Not probably really just focused Tennessee more than it would have focused them, right? But I do think there's a big deal here because they have looked competitive, the Jags, and I know that's like whatever solace, but they've looked better and better and better. And if they take a huge step back after this stuff that happened, that is going to be a massive blow inside that building, I believe. And who knows what's already going on inside the building. That'll be a massive blow. It could be I've thought about this, could be some crazy flip side of it if all this happens this past weekend and then they go out and get their first win. Yeah. And you know what the memes will be after that.
Well, forget it. No one's flying home from Tennessee.
Tennessee's here. Nobody's flying home from London.
No, I'm sorry, from London. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. Tennessee is here. I'm sorry. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, but I do think it's big in that respect. I think it's big how the Jags play in this game. Winning and losing, I'm not so sure tells a complete story. This is not a good football team still.
Sure.
Their record shows that. But I think getting the doors blown off them and looking out of place and dysfunctional and all that stuff, that is going to be something to watch on Sunday, and I think it's a huge week for the Jacksonville Jaguars. In that respect, a huge week for the 2021 edition of the Jags and Urban Meyer, really, an Urban Meyer-led team, because this could really go downhill, not only because they're not very good, but because of the schedule and because of all this stuff, it could really slide in a direction you don't want to be going in.
It's about being competitive. You're absolutely right. Is Tennessee the better team? Well, yeah, for sure. But Tennessee has had this team's number, I feel like 9 times out of 10. And to play this in your house and for Derrick Henry and company to come over, like, yeah, you have to set a precedent and you have to put on a good display of football. Because if you don't, then we go back to, is this team distracted? And the players don't want that. Obviously, Urban Meyer doesn't want that. And this is the NFL. You're supposed to be in competitive games, right? Like, I get it. The New York Jets, and let's be honest, with all due respect to the New York Jets, congrats on your win. I wouldn't take that roster over Jacksonville right now.
No.
Like, think about it. They had Keelan Cole and Quincy Williams contribute. Now, maybe the Jaguars made a mistake by letting those guys go, but those were guys that didn't contribute here in Jacksonville. Yeah. And now they're on a new team, and Quincy Williams is playing out of his mind. Say that for what you want, but, like, I like our roster better. Well, now the New York Jets have beat the Tennessee Titans, and they played competitively with the Carolina Panthers, who are a pretty dang good team.
Yeah.
So that's how the NFL is supposed to be. It's supposed to be competitive. They're supposed to be close games. The Jaguars have been improving, like you said, Brent, week by week by week. Now, take solace in that if you want or not. It doesn't really matter. But my point is, if all of a sudden we see a decrease in play now because you've been slowly starting to climb up, if you just fall off the building and it's what we saw against Houston, then, yeah, there's major issues going on.
I think this is a massive week for this coaching staff now. And Urban Meyer, by the way, contributed to that. He really turned it into that. But it was a massive week anyway, but it just feels to me more elevated because this is on them. Can they keep this together, go in the right direction? Can they coach a good game? Because there was some good – you saw good – like last night, the Patriots coached well. That was why Mac Jones and the Patriots had a chance.
Yeah.
They're not even close to as good as the Bucs. The Bucs didn't play well, in my opinion, but that was an example of coaching well. And by the way, I've praised the Jags. I think they have showed signs. I thought Joe Cullen and the staff did a good job against Arizona. Look what Arizona just did to the Rams. Now, you can say they slept walk, all that stuff. I don't care. They did a good job that day. The stat showed that. I thought the Jags offense the last couple of weeks, Bevel, I think he's done a good job. But there's a big target right here on Sunday now for the Jags to coach a hell of a game. Casey, before we go to break, let's hear from Urban Meyer. This is the complete apology and everything said about the situation, and we'll put that to bed for now and get onto the football stuff. But Urban Meyer earlier this morning talking about the viral video.
Yeah, I just apologize to the team and staff and for being a distraction, just stupid. And so I explained everything that happened and owned it, and just stupid. Should not have myself in that kind of position. No, I stayed to see the grandkids, and we all went to dinner that night at the restaurant, and then there's a big group next to our restaurant, and they wanted me to come over and take pictures, and I did. And they were trying to pull me out on the dance floor, screwing around, and I should have left. Well, I've always been so defensive of them. I remember when Trevor told me he was going to go to Vegas for his bachelor party. I was just, my gosh, man, be careful and surround yourself, and because I've seen this happen. And so the team, I spoke to a bunch of leaders one-on-one, spoke to all the players. They're good. They were focused on Tennessee, and I apologized again for being a distraction. And a coach should not be a distraction. Of course I did. Yeah, that's not me, and that's, oh yeah, they were upset. I did talk to Shad, and very supportive, and Trent, I talked to him obviously at length, right when I got that phone call that night, the next night.
All right, that was 81 seconds basically of everything he said about it. Now, the one part where he said, oh, yeah, they were really upset, just to give it some context. I think everything else had context, but he was talking about the family, not the players, and he was talking about his family there. So that's Urban Meyer. I mean, there's the apology. There's everything he said. I thought he said something that was very poignant, and I don't think he was just saying it to say it. I think it's absolutely factual. The coach shouldn't be a distraction. And that's, he admitted to being a distraction. He said the coach shouldn't be a distraction. I thought that was really how it summed up, and it shouldn't be. You're going to have, after 53 players in the locker room from time to time, you're going to have players be a distraction, right? I mean, there's going to be those moments. College, NFL, high school, you name it. The coach shouldn't be a distraction. We've seen it. It's not like it's the first time we've ever seen a coach be a distraction. But he he certainly kind of put this one on himself and on this football team now. This football team, in my opinion, has been tasked with a lot. Urban Meyer has been tasked with a lot. Now they got to get to work and do it because there's nowhere to hide. You got to go do it. And, again, I put it in the last thing I said, this is all on Urban. Urban's got to go fix this. He's got to not fix Saturday's video. He can deal with that. But he has been charged with fixing this. He's getting paid a lot of money. He's been entrusted with a lot of stuff. They're building facilities down there. They're changing everything they do because of Urban Meyer, because he's supposed to fix this mess in Jacksonville. Mm-hmm. It's time to go to work, man, and it's time to get it done. And it looked like they were showing signs of getting it done up through Thursday. How much of a step back will this be? I think it's very interesting to watch. This is a circle the kind of calendar moment in Jags history, it feels like. Yeah. Where do they go from here, especially in 2021? I'll be keeping an eye on that. More to come. NFL, what a big day yesterday. How cool was the moment? How big was that last night? Was it overblown, or will we ever see it again? Patriots and Belichick and Brady and Mac Jones in the middle of it. We talk about it on ESPN 690.
What's up? It's Casey of Action Sports Jax. If you can't catch the show live, just search Action Sports Jax wherever you get your podcasts to make sure you don't miss moments like this.
Now, keep in mind, you're sitting next to Mr. Thanksgiving right now because I absolutely stuffed the stat column.
You sure did.
And they called me Mr. Thanksgiving.
Nobody
called
brag. Nobody called you that.
I don't want to brag.
You called yourself that, maybe.
I don't want to brag. We're talking 4 points.
Yep.
We're talking 2 rebounds.
Yep.
We're talking a steal.
Okay.
We're talking a block.
Yep.
And I almost broke a guy's ankle. I'm just saying, if you find yourselves around some Jacksonville Giants and all of a sudden one of them starts saying, is that stovetop dressing?
Oh, jeez.
What is that? What is that? Is that cranberry sauce? Oh, Mr. Thanksgiving's in the house. And that's who you know they're talking about me.
In college football, Goodyear knows a new season means new possibilities, where every Saturday is an opportunity on the road to greatness. No matter if you're out there playing your hardest or cheering the loudest from the sidelines, tailgating in the parking lot, or your favorite spot to watch the game, Goodyear knows passion is what drives us forward all the way to the playoffs. That's the road that moves us. Goodyear, more driven.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a pricey long-term contract to get in on the action. Well, no more, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide, with plans starting at just $35 a month with no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for only $299, all on America's best networks. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required, actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
I love football and I love chicken wings. Hey, everybody, this is Brent Martineau. We are a lot alike, right? You love football and you love wings. Let's win the week with Extreme Wings Sports Grill. 4 locations in Jacksonville, Atlantic Boulevard, Ocean Way, 210 in St. Johns County, and the new location on Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax, serving up the freshest, never frozen, world-famous extreme hot wings to Jacksonville since 1999. We like football. We like wings. We love a good deal. To celebrate the grand opening of the Extreme Wings Roosevelt location, get 6 wings, French fries, and a drink for just $12.99 at the Roosevelt location. 6 wings, French fries, and a drink, just $12.99. Active military gets special discounts: jalapeno ranch, Caribbean jerk, spicy blue cheese, lemon pepper. So many flavors to choose from. And, of course, they can make them extreme if you want. Plenty of space at Extreme Wing Sports Grill locations. If you're looking for a place for the entire team, try Extreme Wing Sports Grill. I love it. You'll love it. 4 locations in Jacksonville, including Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax.
Hey, boss. Just got done with Case in Neighborhoods. Hey, have you noticed more Safe Touch security signs in yards lately?
No, I'll bet it's because of back to school.
Back to school?
Yeah. See, back in the old days, parents who worked in the afternoon had no idea when Junior got home from school, right?
Yeah. Oh, but now with Safe Touch, the app lets him know exactly when he walks in the door.
Right. Parents love it. And Safe Touch video monitoring can show him exactly who the precious angel is walking in with.
Oh, I get it. Safe Touch is like an extra pair of eyes for mom and dad.
Right. So the kids are never home alone.
And parents are never away from home.
Precisely. It's also one more reason why we crooks got our golden rule: stay away from Safe Touch houses. Simple as 2 + 2.
Crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Temperatures keep climbing and hotter weather means your body needs more water. Stay hydrated. CGC Water Treatment wants to make sure the water you and your family drink is cleaner, healthier, and tastes great. It starts with the Connecticut system, proudly made in America and installed by the pros CGC Water. Not sure about your water? Call CGC. They'll analyze your water for free. I haven't had to worry about my water since I got mine installed because Connecticut systems remove up to 99% of the contaminants. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Connecticut makes the world's most efficient softeners, non-electric twin tanks that use less salt and water during regeneration. Save up to $500 on select softener and RO systems this month. Financing available with approved credit. Call CGC Water at 904-552-1242. Call and ask about Conway Club, the new service program that will save you money on salt, filters, delivery, parts, and labor. Tell them Brent sent you and find out all the details and all the great ways you can save. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com, your local independent Connecticut dealer.
For the ones who are always in the know.
Delivery confirmed.
For the ones who keep things running. For the innovators and the problem solvers. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, experienced staff at local branches, and free access to experts to help answer your toughest questions. So whatever challenge you face, we have the knowledge and products to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Jags are back at home this week, and you know what that means. ESPN 690 Game Day Live from the Duval House is back. Join us Sunday morning from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., getting you set for the Titans and the Jags.
Hey, hope everybody had a good weekend. Probably got some chores done around the house. Probably picked up a little bit of that garage. That's what I would do all the time, is pick up the garage, pick up the garage. We'll have to do less of that now because everything is picked up off the floor, at least most things. Easy Garage Solutions helping us out. We absolutely love it. Had it for about 6 months now. Easy Garage Solutions is the place to go. They have one-of-a-kind monkey bar technology that will last a lifetime. Hang the bikes, lawn equipment, beach chairs, all that stuff on the side walls, and it can hold just about anything. Easy Garage Solutions. Shelving and overhead storage for boxes and bins, things like Christmas decorations, those keepsakes that you've compiled over the years. Easy Garage Solutions. Cabinets and flooring available too. EasyGarageSolutions.com. Look them up. Easy Garage Solutions. It's that easy.
Hey, what's up? It's Austin Lane. Check out Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 or ESPN690.com.
Josh Lambo's back with us. He's going to compete for a kicking spot this week.
All right, that's Urban Meyer talking football. I mean, Josh Lambo? What do you think is good? What's the end game here with Lambo? He's going to compete for the kicking job. Listen, we didn't see enough about Matthew Wright. He kicked a few extra points. Good job. Thank you. At least he made them, right?
He made them.
I know. Urban Meyer said this, I think, on Friday. Yeah, he said it Friday during a news conference or a conference call, and he said, hey, he's going through some of those things, those mental gymnastics of an athlete. Yeah. We're sticking with him. We're going to see if we can work through it. Mm-hmm. And, well, here we are. This week could be a big week for the future of Josh Lambo in Jacksonville, don't you think?
Yeah, without a doubt. Because, to me, this is kind of make or break time, I think. I think it has to be.
Yeah. How long can you wait?
I'm not sure how long you can justify keeping two kickers on your roster. A roster right now that is 0-4. So, whether it's going to be some sort of kicking competition, I have no idea how that's going to transpire. I think regardless, I mean, I don't know. We'll see where Lambo is mentally. I think if he's mentally there, I think he's already earned the job back, to tell you the truth, from Matthew Wright. I think they'll go with him one more week. And then if it's more of the same, then I feel like they're probably going to release him just because, say it all the time, Brent, until I'm blue in the face, performance-based business.
Yeah, and we won't see this probably, right? Obviously, we won't know this, but this will be all about practice. This is all about reps. This is about, I mean, Urban Meyer, my guess is you're going to have to put him in tough situations this week in practice. Yeah. And he's going to have to make him earn it, you know? I always wonder, Jags are right there at the stadium. Why don't they go inside the stadium and kick a little bit? Like, I asked Scobie that. Remember last week on the show? I think it might have been off the show. We were just in a commercial break. Yeah. I said, did you ever do that? And he said, well, most teams don't. He said he did it once, I think. that he went in and practiced. I think he might have said that, but he said he never really felt like he needed to do it anyway overall. Yeah. He said, but a lot of teams just don't have the facility right there, but the Jags do.
Yeah.
You know, if this guy's making stuff in practice, if I'm Urban Meyer this week, I'd bring him inside that stadium and let him kick and see.
Good call.
I mean, why not? It's right there.
That's
just take
that's
a right
good
out
call,
of the locker
special
room
teams
instead
coordinator
of a left.
Brent. No, for real. Like,
Right?
that's special teams coordinator Brent. That's actually a really good call. I've never even thought about that before.
I just think it makes sense because it might be just the environment. Get them used to the environment. I know it's not going to be
around
people
the
in
same
stands.
time, but around the same time, if the wind's blowing a certain way. Yeah,
I mean, whatever. Why not? You try to simulate as much as you can in practice. Why not do that here in this situation? Bottom line is, this is a massive week for Lambeau. This is a guy that was so good. He will go down in Jags history for those couple of years of being an unbelievably good kicker. And in a matter of weeks, it's boom, gone. Potentially, if he gets out-kicked by Matthew Wright. And by the way, with everything else going on, I think we don't need to hear about a kicker's missing kicks. We don't need that narrative going for another 2, 3, 4 weeks. There's enough things going on in Jacksonville that the kicker you don't want to have to worry about. So if it's time to cut bait because he's not getting it done, see you later. Hopefully Matthew Wright can.
Yeah.
Simple as that. We'll be back. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Promise a little Brady Belichick. I got to go run do a little TV as well. And we talk some Brady Belichick and the rookie quarterbacks, though, in the 4 o'clock hour. It's next on ESPN 690.
For the ones who know safety isn't a catchphrase, it's a culture. And the ones who help make sure everyone makes it home safe. For the safety-minded who watch everyone's backs, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as safety assessments and training to keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Smoked for hours, served in minutes. Now that sounds like good barbecue. And it is at Willie Jewell's Old School Barbecue. Open 7 days a week. Try the smoked wings, southern sides, and big old platters. Trivia night and kids eat free specials during the week. Check out the Willie Jewell's app and catering for all events. Order online and skip the line. Visit williejewells.com to see other locations in Florida and Georgia. Yulee to St. Augustine, Brunswick, and Kingsland. Willie Jewell's Old School Barbecue. Smoked for hours, served in minutes at Willie Jewell's.
For 50 years, Taylor has been a leader in caring for the elderly. Providing quality, compassionate care has always been our mission. At Taylor Care Center and Taylor Manor, our recipe for success has always been our exceptional team. They work tirelessly to ensure that your family member gets the best care possible. When residents were not able to spend time with you and your family, our team stepped up to celebrate birthdays, anniversaries, and special occasions. Our dedicated staff is among the best in the business. Taylor Residents, providing safe, compassionate care every day.
When you think about Jacksonville, you think about a city that is surrounded by water. And being by water afforded Jacksonville to have one of the largest container ports in the entire country. And another fun fact that RV sales are at an all-time high right now. But what does this all mean? What am I getting at? It means that there's high-paying jobs available for those that know the ins and outs of the marine side and of the land side of recreational vehicles. And this is where JTech comes into play. JTech offers a program where you can learn about the diagnostic procedures and effective repair methods of a variety of recreational vehicles, including motorhomes and RVs, power boats, jet skis, diesel and gasoline, outboard and inboards, and much more. And they also help prepare students to take the Yamaha certification exam, which is required in the Marine Maintenance Certification Program. To learn more about JTech, visit jtech.org or call them at 904-483-9460. Ask for Hank to set up an appointment to tour the campus or get your questions answered. That's 904-483-9460 or visit jtech.org.
Are you bored from being bored? Then put a little excitement in your life in a great pre-owned from Arlington Toyota. Our friends over at Arlington have over 400 used available. 400! All makes and models. Plus, you get 30 days to love your purchase or exchange it. And if your Beacon score is from 450 to 850, almost everyone is approved. I'm excited. Are you excited? Then shop in person and online at arlingtontoyota.com today. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/September for full details.
Angie's List is now Angie, and getting your to-do list done just got easier. Between back to school and with the holidays around the corner, it can feel like there's no time to tackle home projects. Whether you need help with emergency repairs or major upgrades, Angie matches you with top local pros who can get the job done right. browse reviews, see upfront pricing, and instantly book hundreds of projects. Save time for what matters most. Book your next project at Angie.com. That's ANGI.com.
For the ones who are always in the know.
Delivery confirmed.
For the ones who keep things running. For the innovators and the problem solvers. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, experienced staff at local branches, and free access to experts to help answer your toughest questions. So whatever challenge you face, we have the knowledge and products to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
This is Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi, breaking news in the first of what will be several significant changes for the Mets this offseason. The team today let go manager Luis Rojas, his dismissal coming a day after the club finished a second straight losing season with a 77-85 record. Monday Night Football, Chargers, Raiders 3-0 for the first time in 19 years. Whether they improve to 4-0 largely depends on whether that defense can pressure QB Justin Herbert, says ESPN's Mina Kimes.
It really comes down to whether they can keep up their pass rush. In particular, the edge rushers, Max Crosby and Yannick Ngakoue, have been so good early on. Can you get pressure on the outside? That is where you should have an edge, but these Chargers offensive linemen have been playing good as well, so we'll see if they can buy Herbert some time.
Monday Night Football, 8 Eastern, ESPN TV and the ESPN app. Nets star Kyrie Irving facing a pay cut if he misses games due to a COVID-19 vaccine mandate. ESPN's Tim Bontemps and Bobby Marks reporting the NBA PA agreed on a reduction in players' salary for each game an unvaccinated player misses because of local mandates. If not vaccinated, Kyrie would lose $380,000 per home game missed.
Want to look like $1 million? Upgrade to a Dollar Shave Club 6-blade razor for a noticeably smooth shave thanks to their 6 precision-cut stainless steel blades. Find your perfect shave with Dollar Shave Club stores. Yep, that's Dollar Shave Club in store. So go to the store and find them.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
The reality is that the AFC South is within striking distance. We saw the Phoenix Cardinals go out and play extremely well against the Rams, and we're just trying to gauge ourselves. The team's a much different team than it was week 1, week 4. I mean, that in a tough environment, go up there and play like our players played. Very proud of them. I mean, they came out smoking. They came out, hung in there in the early stages. Anytime you go into an arena like that Cincinnati, a really good crowd that night. And Trevor's poise. Our tempo got screwed up a couple times with we had to burn a couple timeouts, a little bit too much substitution. We're going to work through that. And then one time his helmet went dead, so we had to change helmets on him. But I mean, the team's a much better team than it was week 1. Now we just got to keep improving.
Jacksonville coach Urban Meyer, he's not wrong in terms of improvements the past couple of games. Hasn't got you a win. You probably picked the very worst time to play the Tennessee Titans right now, coming off of a frustrating loss for them. We'll see if AJ Brown and Julio Jones are ready to go, because that's going to be a big component if they are. But let's be honest. It's the Derrick Henry show, right? And I think if any reason why Joe Cullen was brought to this team, it was because of players like Derrick Henry. It was like stopping the run games of the Indianapolis Colts. So Titans are a better team for sure. On paper, yes. Record, yes. History, yes. But I think as a Jaguars fan, and from my perspective, if you don't expect a close and competitive game, what are you even in it for? So hopefully it's that. We'll start seeing how the injury report turns out now. I mean, kind of lost in this whole shuffle with the video that circulated on Saturday is the fact that AJ is the fact that DJ Chark are probably both out for the year. 2 huge losses. Anytime you lose a starter on offense, it's big, but losing your starting guard and now your starting wide receiver, that's big. So we'll kind of play that by ear, see who replaces them, what the plan's going to be going forward, and all of that. But he mentioned it. Trevor Lawrence came out and said, aside from a couple of miscommunication issues here or there, Trevor probably had his best game. Statistically, not his best game, but in terms of the overall, what it looked like, how it came across, his best game. And I think this entire rookie class overall had their best week of performances. And this is coming off of a week where we're giving out D-minuses. We're giving out Fs like it's going out of style. Look like my report card from 7th grade. It was horrible last week. And all of a sudden you fast forward to this past week, and now you got guys like Trey Lance getting an opportunity. And I'll be honest, Casey, I don't know how you feel about it. I was watching that 49ers game, and all of a sudden Jimmy Garoppolo on the sidelines, I thought he got benched, which was crazy because at the time it was 7-7. But apparently Jimmy Garoppolo has some sort of calf issue, a calf strain. I'm not going to question Jimmy Garoppolo's toughness. I'm not going to do any of that. But all I'm going to say is that thing better be hurt, because to forfeit your starting spot to Trey Lance, who came out there and had a pretty damn good performance, if you're the starting quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, that's the last thing you wanted to see, because now the Trey Lance hype is real. Now all of a sudden we're talking about you being out 2 to 3 weeks. What's going to happen 2 to 3 weeks now if Trey Lance is 3-0 or 2-0, whatever the case may be? So if I'm Jimmy Garoppolo right now, I'm taking extra CBD baths. I'm getting extra ice on that calf. Heck, I may go find a random person's calf and replace it with, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm desperate because I feel like if you're Jimmy Garoppolo, you can feel that starting position slipping away.
So first of all, shout out to Trey Lance for coming in and then throwing the ball to Deebo Samuel for the
Deebo.
daily fantasy situation.
Nice.
Literally, I was in serious trouble, and that put me over the edge. So shout out to that.
Now, why Deebo Samuel was that open, I'll never know.
Right.
Hey, Seattle, get it together on defense.
Yeah.
But yeah, still impressive by Trey Lance.
So I didn't watch the full game.
Okay.
My question is this, and the way you just described it, I think I know the answer. Jimmy G took himself out? Is that how you, or was it just that was the it kind of hurts, but now now you have the opportunity to put in Trey Lance.
So once again, never going to question a player's toughness or anything like that. I didn't see an injury going into the half. I didn't see a hobbled Jimmy Garoppolo or whatever. Obviously, he's going through some sort of pain, but I make the argument of, okay, if it's bad, it's bad, but you aren't much of a dual threat quarterback, right? You rely more on your arm than you do with your legs. You couldn't make it work? Okay, so be it. But I'm watching Ben Roethlisberger literally might be running a 7-flat 40-yard dash, staying in the pocket way too long, taking hit after hit after hit from the Green Bay Packers, and he's still trying to do the dang thing. He's still trying to get Deontay Johnson and Smith-Schuster the ball. It looks like Weekend at Bernie sometimes, Casey. I've said it before. It looks rough back there for Ben Roethlisberger, but he's still doing the damn thing. I just hope that for Jimmy Garoppolo's sake, however serious this injury is, we haven't seen the last of Jimmy G, and that's how he's going to go out, right? Because once they go with Trey Lance, pending an injury, knock on wood, that's it for you. Like there is no backup role in San Francisco. They get rid of you, and then you go play someplace else, hopefully, and that's a big hopefully because your contract kind of pricey. So we'll see what happens from Jimmy Garoppolo's standpoint. But also, I mean, Mac Jones, and this was the biggest thing for me with Mac Jones. Was the moment going to be too big for him? Because lost in the shuffle of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick and the evil empire taking on Tom Brady and yada, yada, yada. It's as big as a Super Bowl, which it was an impressive game. Maybe a little overblown in terms of hype, but I get what you're trying to do. But quietly, Mac Jones outperformed Tom Brady. Like I understand. At the end of the day, the Buccaneers won, and that's all that matters. But Mac Jones had himself a day, 31 for 40, 275 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. And I'll say that again, 31 for 40. Like, this is the New England Patriots. They ran the ball 8 times last night. Excuse me? Against the Tampa Bay defense, who I get they're beatable in the air, but still, you got a rookie quarterback playing arguably the biggest game of the year, sets the Super Bowl, and you got him throwing the ball 31 times? And guess what? It looked pretty good. He looked poised. He looked calm. He looked confident. And that's been kind of Mac Jones' his MO his entire season so far, even in the preseason. And we spoke on this before. In terms of a guy who just has control of an offense, a guy who just isn't unraveling at all, it's Mac Jones. Like, we've seen the ups and downs of Zach Wilson. Yeah, we saw the down of Mac Jones because he had a rough game. But overall, no quarterback right now in this rookie class looks more NFL ready, looks more comfortable game in and game out than Mac Jones. And keep in mind, he's a rookie. And you're throwing to Jacoby Myers, okay, great. Kendrick Bourne, all right. Nelson Aguilar, I mean, you got good tight ends. But you're doing this with a roster that has zero running game at the moment, and you're still being successful. So props to Mac Jones. Obviously, we already talked about Trevor Lawrence. And then Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson coming out and beating the Tennessee Titans. I mean, some of those throws that he had, they were fantastic. And this is a guy who I'm happy to see turn around a little bit. I get you go back and forth, Trevor Lawrence versus Zach Wilson, and that showdown will be coming to town here in a couple weeks. But Zach Wilson did his thing, right? So this rookie class right now, to go from literally 2 weeks ago now, it would have been of just looking absolutely atrocious to now looking like the future. And obviously Justin Fields needs some credit as well. I think Justin Fields, see, if you watch that Lions game, you sense that Nagy's job was on the line. You sense that Nagy didn't go out to the bar the previous week. He was watching all the film that he could handle. He was trying to devise a game plan because this game against the Lions, it was make or break. And guess what? Mission accomplished. You beat the Lions. You're supposed to beat the Lions. But I think people left that game as well, leaving, Fields had an okay game, 11-17, 1 interception, 209 yards. Didn't really get it done with his feet too much. But at the end of the day, you won the football game. And that's what matters at this point for the Chicago Bears. So we're going to do our quarterback grades tomorrow. We'll go more in depth in case of like how we all felt about every single quarterback that played. But overall, it was a fantastic showing for this rookie class. And it's one to keep following on, as weeks progress. And I'm keeping an eye on Zach Wilson. I'm keeping an eye on the New York Jets now to see, have they kind of figured some things out a little bit? Do they have a gamer right now in Quincy Williams? Is Zach Wilson, was he warranted to go with the number 2 overall pick? Because for the first couple weeks, you had a guy in Robert Saleh that was saying, we'll see. We don't want to throw too much at him right now. He's got to get out of this funk. Well, I mean, for lack of a better word, he's out of the funk now, and he's feeling good. He's feeling fresh. He is funk-free, if you will. So keep an eye on the Jets. Keep an eye on the 49ers. Keep an eye on all these rookie quarterbacks. And I don't know, did David Mills do okay? I'll be honest with you. I didn't watch the Texans.
They lost like 45-0.
So probably not.
Probably not. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like the Lions are always competitively in these games and the Jags are not? Obviously, the last 2 weeks, the Jags have been better, but the Lions played well against the Packers on Monday night the other night.
For the first half, yeah. For the first half, they're in it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, they should have beat the Ravens if if Justin Tucker didn't make 6.
Wasn't a freak of nature, for sure.
And their roster, we don't even know who's on the team.
I mean, Kwame St. Brown, I think, is a receiver.
Yeah, he's out there. Yeah.
That's a creative player where I come from. That's a creative player. So, yeah. They have T.J. Hawkinson. I'll be honest with you, Casey, and it's interesting that you say that because I remember when I looked at some of like the betting trends in the preseason, the Lions and the Eagles, in terms of over-under their wins that were laid out before everybody, the Lions and the Eagles were the top 2 teams that had the over of the wins that were expected. Now, the Eagles I can see because, Jalen Hurts, like we all kind of, or at least a lot of people expected him to take a step forward. They have a solid roster. Fletcher Cox, still one of the best defensive linemen. At the time, they had Brandon Graham, a very underrated edge guy until he got hurt. Like, the Eagles are a good team. They have explosives. They have weapons. The Lions do not. So then it goes to show you, it's like, okay, well, what did the public see in betting the Lions so much? Why would you bet the over? And it comes down to the head coach. This is literally a coach that burst on the scene like the Kool-Aid man the first week that he was signed because he's talking about biting ankles and winning by any means necessary and just kind of bringing that Detroit toughness, if you will, back to the Lions. And I think that resonated with people. And I think it's resonated with this team. Now, yeah, the Lions still have good players. They have T.J. Hawkinson. Penei Sewell is starting to look like a pretty good tackle. DeAndre Swift, underrated running back. Jared Goff, obviously, he's storied. They have the players. But guess what? Every team in this league, there's going to be some players. Like, I don't care if it's the Houston Texans. Well, they still got Brandon Cooks. All right? They got somebody. Like, every team has players in this league. But what is the attitude? What is the culture? And I've said it many times on this show. You just get this sense with Campbell as a head coach for the Lions, like he is going to will his team come hell or high water to at least a couple of wins that they probably shouldn't get, just because of that's his mentality. It's the same thing when, I think this was 2 years ago, when Vrabel of Tennessee, without getting too graphic and getting the FCC over us, said that he would cut off a certain appendage of his body to win a Super Bowl ring. Now, is Mike Vrabel serious? I hope not. Okay, dude, I hope you weren't serious. But the fact that it was even on his mind, the fact that those words, that phrase came out of his mouth, it shows you how much he wants to win. And you get this sense with Dan Campbell, he wants to win. Now, he's intense, and maybe that kind of attitude, it's not for everybody, but the players on that team, they're gravitating towards it, right? Because I'll be honest with you, I am not a Jared Goff believer. I thought Jared Goff was a system quarterback, and that's like the worst thing to say about a quarterback. I thought he was a system quarterback. I still can't name any wide receivers. I Googled them. I can't pronounce their names. You got T.J. Hawkinson, fantastic. Their defensive guys, Trey Flowers is a stud. I think he wears like number 8 or single digit. I don't know who Trey Flowers is. Where'd he come from? You know who he is, Casey?
No.
He's good? Yeah. I don't know who he is. Is he 30 years old? Is he a rookie? You tell me. So you got a bunch of, it seems like the island of misfit toys, if you will. And this coaching staff that he's kind of acquired is much of the same. But for whatever reason, it works. Now, they haven't won a game, so I can't give you too much praise. But the way that it looks, I'm impressed. Talking about the Detroit Lions, what Campbell's been able to do.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they'd actually play better overall against Chicago. Chicago, I think you have to be just as impressed to turn that around after a terrible week.
Well, it's like I was saying, I think with Nagy, he knew that his job was on the line. Yeah. And he put 100% into that game. Yeah, like that was do or die.
But it does, like if you can come up with that, of course, then, from the play calling changes and all that stuff. But if you can put your quarterback in that kind of situation, what the hell are you doing? Put him in the situation you did last week. I mean, you want to see a sign of inconsistency, and really makes me question how much work you are putting in every week. How much are you just kind of rolling it out there? Because they obviously did. I mean, to your point, they felt the squeeze this week, and they coached the heck out of that game. Now, they're coaching against the Lions, but I actually thought the Lions were right there to be able to go beat Chicago based on all the noise in Chicago. It kind of worked the opposite way. I think Campbell's doing a good job keeping them in games and kind of like the fight is there. But I mean, they did get down 21-0. Did I see that right to Chicago? I think they did. I think they got down 21-0.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
Back.
Yeah, those special teams blunders.
Yeah.
I was watching.
They just don't have a lot of players. They're like the Jags. They don't have a ton of talent. Now, Jags, I think, might have a better roster than them.
Yeah.
Now they got a quarterback that's been around it a little bit more. And you kind of know who they are already, Detroit, to your point, because of the mentality of their coach.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's hard to say that right here in Jacksonville. Like, do we know who the Jags are? We still really don't know. The Jets, I think they're just relying on a lot of defense and hoping for the best on offense now.
But let's be honest, though. Even the Jets, it seems like they're already mirroring Robert Saleh.
That's what I mean, defensively, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're playing a physical brand of football.
Yeah,
like, I watched a little bit of that.
I think the Jets, if you watch that, I think they have this is why Tennessee comes in. But the Jets have a defense that can put pressure on the Titans. They have some defensive players that, again, they're going to scheme that up a little bit because of Saleh. I'm not sure the Jags are built that way. I mean, Tannehill got sacked, 7 times? Can the Jags sack Tannehill 7 times? I don't see that happening. Do you?
No.
And so I think they're built a little bit differently. I think the Jags are a little better on offense. I really do. I mean, once they figured this all out, and they have been better the last couple of weeks. And, again, Wilson played well, but or well enough, made some plays, but he also made some disaster throws. I mean, Tennessee should have never got the ball back. That's an easy NFL throw. And then down near the goal line, they should have won it on 1st and goal. They got tight ends wide open. And he wasn't even under pressure, and he threw it at his feet. I mean, you can't miss those throws, if you're an NFL quarterback, I don't think. I mean, so there's still some stuff around. Listen, the teams aren't good enough. They don't have a lot of margin for error. That's the point. And fortunately for the Jets, the Titans didn't have anybody on the wideout position, didn't really play all that well to begin with, and they slowed Derrick Henry down enough. Listen, if Henry's only get 33 touches, for what do you end up with?
I looked that up real
quick.
Like
150?
Yeah, I mean,
no, seriously, like that seems bad, but if you really break it down, he had 33 carries.
Sure.
I mean, that's it's not great.
33 for 157, 4.8 average. I mean, that's pretty good.
It's very good, but for Derrick Henry, it can be even more.
Yeah.
You know, he's getting the ball 33 times, and I'll tell you this: if the Titans come to Jacksonville this week, and they don't have A.J. Brown, and they don't have Julio Jones, and the Jags give up 150 yards rushing on 35 touches or something to Derrick Henry, I don't think that's all that bad. Like I really because I don't know how much you're going to beat you in the passing game.
Yeah.
And so I think it doesn't sound good. I understand that, but I think that's why the Jets had a chance to win the game. Derrick Henry's not going to beat you by himself at 4.8 a touch.
Yeah.
You know, you better be able to do something in the passing game, and they were pretty limited in the passing game. Tennessee was.
When you have guys like Chester Rogers and Josh Reynolds, I know because we talked to him at the Super Bowl a couple years back when he's with L.A., the Rams.
Yeah.
But when those are your go-to guys, and then Jeremy McNichols, who was their backup running back.
McNichols was a big-time target for them.
8 receptions, 74 yards, and then you got Nick Westbrook-Ikine. I don't know, Brent. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I don't know, but he had 3 receptions, which is good for like 4th on the team right now. So, yeah, you're not afraid of those guys. Let's just say it's going to be the Derrick Henry show.
Yeah, it'll be the Derrick Henry
Unless
show.
A.J. Brown or Julio Jones comes back.
Yeah, and I don't know what their prognosis is. I guess we'll find out more midweek.
To be fair, I mean, I don't think we really gave Tyler Boyd that much credit, and Tyler Boyd came out and did what he did.
He did, yeah.
And Jamar Chase had an okay day.
He did,
so
yeah. What I say about that, I think I said it the other day, I'd sign up for what Jamar Chase did. 5 for 77, like for a stud wide receiver. He didn't get in the end zone, did he? No, he didn't get in the end zone. Like, that's actually below his numbers for the first few games. Like, I thought but the bottom line is, like, A.J. Green, who was it? No, A.J. Green was for Arizona. But Boyd went off for 120. You know, I mean, you can't allow 100-yard receivers. You know, if Chase is at 77 yards and the other guys are at 65, then that's a different story.
For sure.
Too many big plays.
If Chester Rogers comes, let's say A.J. Brown and Julio Jones aren't playing and Chester Rogers comes in for 10 receptions for $120, yeah, probably not.
But it should scare you a little bit, the use of the backside of the backfield for Tennessee, because the Jags just over time haven't been great at that. The Jets corralled that pretty nice. Couple of screenplays, they were all over it. Even to Derrick Henry.
I just can't believe I saw Quincy Williams tackle Derrick Henry like one-on-one, like, and hit him in the thigh board, and Derrick Henry fell over.
So
what is that?
The Quincy Williams thing, they gave up on him probably too soon, is my guess. Is that a better scheme fit for him?
I mean, sure. Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. He's probably a little undersized, play a middle linebacker here in Jacksonville. But then, I don't know, are you undersized to take Derrick Henry on one-on-one and hit him in the thigh board and knock him over by yourself? I mean, I don't know. I think with Quincy Williams, let's see, he played how many games? He didn't even play in a meaningful game in Jacksonville, did he? Or how many games did he play in?
Well, he played in some.
Oh, you know, he did. I'm sorry. He started 8 games in 2019 and then played in 7 of them, didn't start any of them in 2020.
Yeah.
So he got a little...
He was a developed guy, and they just didn't stick around to see the development. Again, I don't know if Quincy Williams going to the Pro Bowl. I think he had a really nice game, and he's playing for a pretty poor roster in New York.
But props to him because he had a day.
Yeah, he did. He had a heck of a day.
Yeah.
And that's a weird thing to watch, especially because he's still got a couple years left on his contract, and the Jags could have that guy at the very least for depth purposes.
They released him, right? We didn't trade him away. Or did
they released him? He was cut.
Could at least got a 6th-round pick for him.
Another one. We'll be back. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
On this Monday, a mix of sunshine and clouds with an isolated shower. High 88 degrees, nice and warm out there. Then partly cloudy with an isolated shower along the coast tonight, lows in the mid-60s. Partly sunny Tuesday, a few showers, high 85, and scattered showers and storms on Wednesday, high still in the middle to upper 80s. From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Corey Sima.
The Weather Meter is brought to you by Beards Diamonds. Don't miss Beards BOGO Wedding Band Sale October 8th through the 24th.
Today, I took someone to their first job.
Today, I helped someone get to a medical appointment.
Today, I helped someone see their loved ones.
Today, I took someone to see a concert.
JTA bus operators are professional, trained, courteous, and proud. Become a driver of change. JTA is now hiring bus operators and is offering $10,000 to $15,000 hiring bonuses. On-the-job training provided. CDL training available. To apply, log on to go.jtafla.com/drive or call 904-630-3100. That's 630-3100 to become a driver of change.
The American Freedom Tour is coming to Jacksonville. I'm Dean Black, chairman of the Republican Party of Duval County, and it's time for Republicans to get motivated and defend freedom. 2 historic days, Friday and Saturday, October 8th and 9th. Come see Donald Trump Jr., Kayleigh McEnany, Dan Bongino, Dinesh D'Souza, and many, many more. Get your tickets now at DuvalGOP.com. I will see you there.
For the ones going above and beyond. For the ones reaching out, helping out, and lending a hand. For the ones people count on. You can count on Grainger. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. Backed by 24/7 customer support and specialists to help with hard-to-find products. Because you've got everyone's back. We've got yours. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger. For the ones who get it done.
I love football and I love chicken wings. Hey, everybody, this is Brent Mortno. We are a lot alike, right? You love football and you love wings. Let's win the week with Extreme Wings Sports Grill. 4 locations in Jacksonville, Atlantic Boulevard, Ocean Way, 210 in St. Johns County, and the new location on Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax, serving up the freshest, never frozen, world-famous extreme hot wings to Jacksonville since 1999. We like football. We like wings. We love a good deal. To celebrate the grand opening of the Extreme Wings Roosevelt location, get 6 wings, french fries, and a drink for just $12.99 at the Roosevelt location. 6 wings, french fries, and a drink, just $12.99. Active military gets special discounts. Jalapeno ranch, Caribbean jerk, spicy blue cheese, lemon pepper. So many flavors to choose from. And, of course, they can make them extreme if you want. Plenty of space at Extreme Wings Sports Grill locations. If you're looking for a place for the entire team, try Extreme Wings Sports Grill. I love it. You'll love it. 4 locations in Jacksonville, including Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax.
Hey, boss, I found some silverware in the dining room.
Nice. So you're sure you smashed the alarm system when we got here, right?
You mean that plug-and-play do-it-yourselfer? Yeah, it's dead. We got all the time we need.
Oh, look at this. The box the alarm system came in. Isn't this cute?
An alarm system in a box. Boss, I'll never understand why people don't just get a Safe Touch security system.
And they probably think they're saving money.
But that's the thing, they're not saving money.
You and I know that. Thankfully, these folks didn't. You know, there are a lot of great things that come from a box. This isn't one of them.
True.
Hey, let's just take a minute to appreciate that tonight, we don't have to worry about the Crooks or Us golden rule. Stay away from Safe Touch houses. And remember, kids, boxes and alarm systems don't mix.
Only one security system is truly the best. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Hey everyone, it's Brent Martineau. Meet Relevant, the new group messaging app that drives real-time, authentic conversations. You can now listen and live chat with us during our radio show directly on Relevant. It's a new fun way to interact with your favorite hosts and other listeners. It's easy. Just download the free Relevant app. That's RELEVNT. Simply search for the ESPN 690 community and join the chat. Listen in on the Relevant app for special polls, promotions, and giveaways. We'll see you there. Hey, everybody, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jax. There's a good chance you have a smart speaker, so use it with the ESPN 690. Stay up to date on the Jags and all things sports by telling Alexa or Google to play ESPN 690. It's as easy as that. Make sure you listen weekdays, 3 until 6 p.m. on ESPN 690.
I feel good that we won. I feel good that we won. I think that, again, I didn't try to, it was just some emotional moments thinking about coming up here and playing. And again, I know why it's tough to come in here and win a game, all these years. This team does a great job to make you earn it. You're not going to win every game, but, it's a tough football environment. The crowd's into it. I'm really happy we got a win.
Quite frankly, Tom Brady played like ass.
Jeez, Brett.
Drop button. Brady wasn't even good.
Yeah.
Was he?
No.
Made a couple really nice throws, and Antonio Brown should have had the ball.
I said the feather in Mac Jones' cap is the fact that he outplayed the GOAT, and it wasn't even close.
Yeah, he did. And Mac played really well. I really thought the game plan, and I don't want to take anything away from Mac. Mac executed the game plan, but they didn't ask him to do a whole lot. But he withstood the pressure. I think he just withstood the moment. And that shows you. But the guy played at Alabama. I didn't question Mac Jones' ability to handle the limelight and all that stuff. I mean, he played at Alabama.
Sure.
So, but I just thought I was surprised Brady played so poorly. Now, the rain had something to do with it.
Oh, come on.
I guess.
No.
But, I mean, he was sailing stuff.
What, you think Tom Brady hasn't played in rain before?
I know. I mean, he's played in snow in that building.
Yeah, for sure.
How much do you think it was Belichick, or did he just kind of – that's a tough moment for a player, I got to believe. I don't care who you are. He's not superhuman.
Yeah.
The emotions just couldn't maybe even settle down, just couldn't focus all week, couldn't get into his normal game stuff playing in that game, even once he was in the game, even though everybody says they can once it starts. That's different, right? I mean, this was harder than a Super Bowl for him to play in, is my guess.
So I could tell probably from the first two drives of who was in whose head in terms of, playing. And I say it like this. The Buccaneers, Brent, their wide receivers, their weapons, they're on their level, right? I mean, they have Antonio Brown, you have Chris Godwin.
They're so much better.
And you have Mike Jones. You got Mike Evans. Hello. Mike Evans. So,
by the way, is he losing a step?
Well, here's what I was getting at. Out of those guys I just named, I would say Mike Evans is still the true one receiver. He's the bigger body. He's the red zone threat. I get Godwin's a deep threat, but so is Mike Evans. I think Mike Evans still unequivocally is the one receiver of that team. And then Antonio Brown, Chris Godwin kind of follow him where they get in. The fact that Brady kept going to Mike Evans in the beginning of the game to no avail showed to me that Brady was trying to outdo Bill Belichick. Because if you know anything about a Bill Belichick coach Patriots team, they always take away the one receiver.
Yeah.
They always take away the biggest weapon. Now, with all due respect to Antonio Brown, because he had an okay game, all due respect to Chris Godwin, Mike Evans is still, in my opinion, the one receiver. He's the guy that can wreck you. And Brady kept on trying going back and back and back to him. Because to me, it was Brady saying, hey, Bill Belichick, I know what your plan is, and I'm still going to try to beat it. And now, he had some trouble in the beginning. He found a little bit of a rhythm, but Mike Evans didn't beat them. 70 receptions for 75 yards. I mean, that's still impressive against the Patriots defense, who takes away the primary weapon. But to me, it was very telling, and Tom Brady is showing, hey, I'm going to try to beat Bill Belichick at his own game.
How old is Mike Evans? But seriously, is he losing? I looked at that game. You want to know what my thoughts on that game? First of all,
Mike Evans is 28 years old, by the way.
Yeah, you can't lose a step. It's probably bad.
But he was never a speedster, though.
No, I understand. That's why it doesn't make sense. Is he as good as he was? Is he? I think we've watched a couple of Bucs games this year, and I don't feel like I'm jumping off my couch over Mike Evans.
So I think the story with Mike Evans, and you always see this when he plays against what's the dude's name from New Orleans? Lattimore? Yeah, because they always put Marcus Lattimore on him, is Mike Evans is more of a physical receiver than he is a burner or even a route runner. He wins reps because of his size and because of his physicality. If he matches a corner that's as physical as he is, then I think he starts to fade away a little bit. And that's what I think you see sometimes from Mike Evans, because he doesn't have the burning speed, the crisp route running to win. He needs to use his size and his length in order to win.
Well, so a couple other things. I don't know. Listen, Mike Evans might go to a Pro Bowl and he's going to still get. I'm not saying he's not good. I just wonder if he's as dynamic as he was. I don't feel the couple times I've seen him this year, maybe just because he's getting so much attention. The other side of that is I think J.C. Jackson's underrated player.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he is an underrated guy. I mean, look what he's done interception-wise. Interception numbers are crazy. But he locked him down. I mean, he was pretty good on him now.
Yeah.
He made it uncomfortable, to your point, where he likes to take away that receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Belichick does. And then the other part, and I understand he just came back, but Mac Jones was picking on Richard Sherman.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, flat out picking on Richard Sherman.
Yeah.
That's not you mad, bro. Richard Sherman, that's not Legion of Boom. Richard Sherman.
I
understand
he's
old. I understand he's been out of the game. I understand that was his first time back. But, I mean, that was a slow Richard Sherman. That was not a good. I don't know if that's more to come, but the Bucs are in trouble a little bit in their secondary. They have a lot of injuries. And I guess my point in this is I don't think that's going to be the plug that sets them over the top and gets them back on track defensively. The Bucs have some problems in their secondary.
No, they definitely do. And, even like we always say, the Chiefs, like their defense just has to bend and not break because their offense is so explosive. The same thing can be said about the Buccaneers as well. But at least the Chiefs throughout the years, they had Marcus Peters for a while. They have the Honey Badger now. Like there's suitable guys back there that can create plays and get you the ball back. I'm not seeing that right now in terms of the Buccaneers and their secondary. Now, their defensive line is still formidable. Vita Vea.
He's unbelievable.
How much do you weigh again, sir? Almost. It looks like you're almost, with all due respect, because he's an animal, but he looks like you weigh 400 pounds.
He's probably 340 or something.
But it looks like he runs, I don't know, a 4.6, and that's generous, I think, in terms of slowness right now in the 40-yard dash. Like, the guy is otherworldly, and he's dominant. So their defensive line is just as good, if not as better as they were than last year. But it's just the fact that their secondary right now, it's abysmal. It's not good.
Yeah. So overall, by the way, the main story here is, not really to break down the Bucs and
Steve
Patriots.
Belichick.
Steve Belichick.
Let's be honest. That was a story last night. What's up with the tongue, dude? Keep that tongue in your mouth, huh?
I don't know. Like, I look at the Steve Belichick thing, and I'm like, no, that's a defensive coordinator.
Yeah. Well, and
right? You're either like this big burly guy with a beard, or you're a freaking crazy looking guy doing stuff like that.
Yeah, and like that was the personification of, do you think the Patriots want to win that game? Just look at Steve Belichick and how he's reacting on the sidelines to each and every play, because the camera kept going back to him.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, they're producing the camera. Hey, let's have a Steve Belichick cam. Like, let's just
they might do that now.
They might have one.
He'll get a lot more TV time now after that. He did get a lot of TV time, too.
He did. Do you think he'll be a guest tonight on Monday Night Football with Peyton and Eli? Steve Belichick.
No. Are they doing that tonight? Are they doing it every week, or did I see somebody say they were doing it?
Oh, maybe not.
Like taking a little break and bringing it back in week 7 or something like that.
Well, I certainly
forgot
hope
to look
not.
that up.
I have no idea.
There was a lot of people saying that last week when I
You are
mentioned
correct, Brent.
Yeah, they're taking a break?
Yeah, so this
why?
Well, this is actually interesting. Like, this would be a totally different topic, but I thought about that. ESPN has done this a lot over the years. Like, if you go all the way back, like you'd see, say, Chris Berman on SportsCenter for like a month straight, and then you wouldn't see him for like 2 months.
Okay.
You'd be like, and I think they almost like, and now maybe Eli and Peyton just didn't want to do 17 weeks when they first signed up for it.
Sure. That's what it is.
I'm sure that's what it is. But they also, this is kind of this is a good move on their part, because it will keep people excited to want more. It won't be overdone. I think it's actually a really smart play. And so much has been taken away from their actual Monday night crew that those guys can get a little love and feed the ego for a week or two.
Them, then?
I know, but
yeah.
So the situation is this: they are only under contract for 10 games a year.
Okay.
Or you can look at it this way: they're under contract for 3 years at those 10 games. So they only have 30 games total for the next 3 years.
Gotcha.
So there will be some time off.
As for the game last night, I think, by the way, I don't think Belichick would have joined him anyway. But
you don't think so?
No.
Steve?
No.
Okay.
As for last night, as I'm watching the lead up, I was like, yeah, whatever. Come on. All right, whatever. It's a little overdone. It's overhyped. It's a regular season game. I understand the storylines. Some of them are cool, but it's overdone. Sitting there last night, it was kind of captivating, really, to watch the pregame, to watch how the fans would react, to watch Brady go home. And a little bit of it is, I have this great understanding of New England. Again, I think people think I'm from New England, so I'm a Patriots fan. I'm not. I was a Dolphins fan growing up, but I wanted to tell you why, if you've never heard. The reason why I'm a Dolphins fan growing up is because the Patriots were blacked out on TV, and they were terrible. Like, they were awful. Like, people don't realize that. Today's generation certainly doesn't realize that the Patriots were bad. Like, Jags kind of bad right now.
And they had like one of the worst logos in the NFL. And then it wasn't until they started winning where it's like, you know what?
That's cool.
Those old throwback uniforms, I like that logo.
So to understand all that and how much Brady and Belichick made this into a dynasty that most people now would say are like the Yankees, or like they're in the breath of the Lakers and the Celtics. And that's what kind of territory they brought them to. And Brady built it. I tweeted this last night. Brady reminded me of Tiger a little bit in the world that he had to go now back and face what he built. Mm-hmm. He built 66,000 people at Gillette Stadium. He built this great atmosphere where Gillette Stadium is tough to win. He built all of that Patriot way where winning, you just know how to win, right? So even in games where you're overmatched, you're probably going to have a chance. Yeah. Like, he helped build that. I always say about Tiger built a generation of golfers that now beats him. You know, I mean, Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth and everybody else.
They had to raise their game.
They beat him.
Yeah, they had to raise their game.
You know, and so very few athletes get to do that. But Brady built that in New England. The help. I mean, not alone, but you get my idea. And to see him go back, I just don't know if we will see that in the team sport arena like that. Again, I'm not even sure. Like, LeBron was big, but it wasn't that big. It wasn't like this. This was bigger than LeBron. Yeah. And all the other things that we had said before, like we went through them last week, the other instances, this was bigger. I never want to say, hey, we'll never see that again. But it's going to take a lot to see that, especially with the personalities of the two gentlemen, too, at the front and center, with Belichick and Brady and the mystery behind both, really, for 20 years because they were so quiet.
For sure. As much as it pains me to say, being a football fan, I don't think we'll ever see something like that again, honestly. Because will we ever see another dynasty like that with the New England Patriots? Will we ever see a quarterback playing that many Super Bowls again?
Yeah.
I would say no and no.
I would say
so
no.
Then how could it be the same?
It's impossible?
Do you think it's impossible Patrick Mahomes? I mean,
we can actually say that. We can say Patrick Mahomes is off to a hell of a start and trying.
He is.
Now, if he plays until he's 42, maybe he does get to 9 of them. I don't think so. I would say you're probably right.
Yeah.
And so then he would have to be the guy that. But here's the thing. Here's why it doesn't work. Because 15 years from now, he's playing for the Jags, and he goes back, and after he won a Super Bowl with the Jags, and he goes to Kansas City. Well, Andy Reid's not coaching anymore.
True.
Andy Reid's not there anymore. Andy Reid's in the Pride or the Hall or whatever they got, but he's not on the sideline.
And also, is Trevor Lawrence okay? What happened with made
Oh, yeah, that was after Trevor made it to the Hall.
Oh, I got you. Okay, good. Okay.
I guess.
Okay.
He decided he wanted to get out a little early.
No, that's fine. Him and his brother opened up some kind of thrift shop. They're killing it.
I mean, hey, he won 10 straight Super Bowls. He had to leave.
He just got bored. He got bored of winning.
Wouldn't the easier comparison?
Somehow I don't know how Mahomes and Trevor won all those Super Bowls. They separated the league. I don't know.
Wouldn't the easy comparison have been Trevor comes back here after they build all the facilities and the new stadium and stuff like that?
Probably, yes.
Yeah, okay.
If he wins the Super Bowl. Yeah.
But it really was a unique night. I think that, it really, really was. It was probably overdone, but it will probably be unmatched. You know, I'd love to know that. Yeah. That was pretty cool, I thought, after the game. Brady, I thought, was really good post-game. The acknowledgement of everything, the willingness to take all the questions from Michelle Tafoya, and then the whole story that Belichick went in the locker room for like 20 minutes after, and they talked and stuff.
It's cool.
Yeah, I think it is cool. Listen, these guys are going to be tied at the hip forever. I think they understand that. They know that. Doesn't mean they got along for 22 straight years.
Yeah.
But I think there's way less to that part than people have portrayed. And in part because when you are so quiet and you don't say anything, people make stuff up.
Yeah.
Like, they do. And I think that's what happened in this situation.
To me, though, it's a little disappointing because we talked about it, the Star Wars comparison, a.k.a. Kylo Ren. Like, Brady didn't play that good. It's almost like he tripped and dropped his lightsaber, and then somebody else came to help him out.
But he had to
Ray.
win.
Ray came in to help him out and beat the. I know he had to win.
But at least he won.
He didn't. Yeah.
But you're right. There was something missing.
Leonard Fournette had like 90 yards. He did good, you know.
But I feel like if Antonio Brown catches that ball, then that made everything better.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
Like if he catches that ball, then it's like, okay, yeah, Brady didn't really play that good. But look at this play. That's the play they show. Yeah. Now there's really not a play they show. What's the play they're going to show? His 6-yard run for a first down because he really wanted to win. No. You could tell it jumped off the TV.
We're not seeing anything. We're seeing more Steve Belichick. And I'm here for it.
Would you have kicked that, by the way, or go for it?
I would have kicked it, probably.
Well, the bottom line is it had the length, and it was a pretty good kick. You just missed by inches.
I know.
I think it was the right move.
Yeah, you had to kick it.
I don't think I would have, though, at the time.
You don't think so?
In the rain, it was coming down, man. 56 yards is and this guy's not known as a 65-yard kick guy.
No. But he was close. I mean,
it was pretty close. Yeah. We'll be back. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Keep climbing.
It's intercepted. Picked off of the 12. He will go down. He finds the promised land. Touchdown, FSU.
FSU. This is your home for FSU football.
Outside the numbers on its hand. 5, 3, 2, 1. It's a touchdown, Florida State. Intercepted, picked off of the 33-yard line.
Noles win. Catch live coverage of the Seminoles all season long, right here on your home for Florida State football.
Sponsored by Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. If you're like me, you come home from work and walk through a messy garage hurdling shoes and bats and bikes. Well, get the easy garage solution that I got. It's called Easy Garage Solutions. One-of-a-kind monkey bar technology that will last a lifetime. Hang the bikes and the lawn equipment. Easy Garage Solutions. Shelving and overhead storage for boxes and bins. Easy Garage Solutions. Cabinets and flooring available too. Easy Garage Solutions. Find them at easygaragesolutions.com. Easy Garage Solutions. It's that easy.
Know what time it is? It's time to get moving. Cora Physical Therapy has opened a new state-of-the-art clinic in Kingsland on Boone at Haddock and will be opening another one soon in Brunswick. With Cora, you have access to licensed, passionate clinicians, only the most innovative equipment, and life-changing therapies. Cora is all about treating everyone right now. It's your move. Visit coraphysicaltherapy.com for a free screening. No physician's referral required. Same-day appointments available.
For the ones who are always in the know.
Delivery confirmed.
For the ones who keep things running. For the innovators and the problem solvers. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, experienced staff at local branches, and free access to experts to help answer your toughest questions. So whatever challenge you face, we have the knowledge and products to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Are you a recent high school graduate who hasn't made up their mind about what they want to do for their career? Or possibly you're already working, but you're stuck in a dead-end job? If so, then I'm here to tell you about J-Tech. J-Tech is a local school that offers hands-on essential career training. Have you heard about the massive increase in online ordering since the pandemic started? That means that more people are needed who can service diesel trucks. Diesel technology is an important part of the transportation industry, and qualified diesel technicians play a huge role in keeping that industry moving. At J-Tech, they're helping to meet the demand for skilled diesel technicians by offering a 91 credit hour ASE-based diesel technology program. This program is going to help you give you the hands-on skills and confidence needed to launch a successful career in diesel technology. To learn more about J-Tech, visit jtech.org or call them at 904-483-9460. Ask for Hank to set up an appointment to tour the campus or get your questions answered. That's 904-483-9460 or visit jtech.org.
Smoked for hours, served in minutes. Now that sounds like good barbecue, and it is at Willie Jewell's Old School Barbecue. Open 7 days a week. Try the smoked wings, southern sides, and big old platters. Trivia night and kids eat free specials during the week. Check out the Willie Jewell's app and catering for all events. Order online and skip the line. Visit williejewells.com to see other locations in Florida and Georgia, Yulee to St. Augustine, Brunswick and Kingsland. Willie Jewell's Old School Barbecue. Smoked for hours, served in minutes at Willie Jewell's.
500,000 businesses connect using Zoom. A single platform for video, phone, chat, and conference rooms. Zoom enables real-time collaboration no matter where your teams are. Global enterprises trust the easy-to-use, reliable, and secure Zoom platform to power high-performance teams. Empower your workforce with Zoom. Save 15% on meetings, chat, and phone with a Zoom United bundle. Visit zoom.com/bundle. Zoom, how the world connects.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Time for an oil change? We've got what you need to check it off your list. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic or synthetic high mileage motor oil and an STP extended life oil filter for just $36.99. And you can get it all fast, your way. Just order online with our free same-day store pickup or next-day delivery.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Start your job today at AutoZone.com. Restrictions apply.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a pricey long-term contract to get in on the action. Well, no more, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide, with plans starting at just $35 a month with no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for only $299, all on America's best networks. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required, actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
The
NFL is on. Key, Jay, and now Max Kellerman.
Here's a guy that you drafted in the first round that you think could potentially be the successor to Aaron Rodgers in the future, but could he at least be a damn backup?
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Weekday mornings at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
And baseball enjoys it. I think our fans, will show up on Tuesday and make Fenway feel home. And, we wanted to play at home. We for a lot of reasons, but at the same time, having that last at bat, it's always important. And it should be a fun atmosphere at Fenway Park. It should be great.
That is Alex Cora. And we got ourselves some Yankees-Red Sox in a wild card game. I mean, that's pretty good stuff, really.
I like it.
It is pretty good. It does remind you, I think I saw Gene Fournette tweet it, 78, which I would have been 1, was like the one-game playoff type of between the Yankees and Red Sox. Bucky Dent in infamy in Red Sox land. But it's pretty cool for baseball. I mean, I think it's wild. Like, I don't think the Red Sox or Yankees have a chance to win the World Series. Okay? Of course they have a chance, Brent. Yeah, everybody's saying they get a chance.
I mean,
I really don't think they're good enough to even sniff it. I really don't. I understand the Yankees could get hot with their bats, all that stuff, but you got to get hot for like a month. That's a lot. And I don't think they have the pitching to do it. I really don't. So, and even Garrett Cole isn't pitching well. And then you look at the Red Sox have bats. But Chris Sale had 2 chances and he failed really this last week. And they have no bullpen. So, but what's interesting about the other one is the Cardinals are playing so well that they might be able to win it all. It's hard to rule them out. And the Dodgers seriously might be the best team in baseball. They might be the best team in baseball, and they could lose. They call one game.
Yeah.
They could lose before basically the playoffs even start. It's fascinating in the wild card.
For sure. Now, I'm not going to say don't say never, because the Washington Nationals, that wild card spot, I didn't foresee them winning the whole thing, and they did.
They did. I don't remember exactly the bullpen on it, but I just feel like the Nationals were pretty good, though. And maybe they did just get hot. Like I keep kind of joking about this, like the Red Sox aren't good. I helped myself out yesterday because I reverse jinxed them. They were down 5-1. They came back and won after I tweeted it.
Did you say they were trash again, or they were bad?
Yeah.
Classic Brent Martineau on brand.
And by the way, like, it's really amazing that they've won 91 games. Like, so you got to be pretty good to win 91 games.
Ooh, a compliment.
But they are so flawed.
Here we go. Here we go
They
again.
are, Casey, how flawed are the Red Sox?
Flawed.
They're really flawed.
They can't. Their bullpen's bad.
Their bullpen is so bad.
Flawed their way into 91 games.
I know.
Flawed their way into 91 wins, but okay.
But I'll give you here's what's crazy about that. Okay. So are the Yankees, but they're 91, but they're flawed too. Now I think they're a better team than the Red Sox. I really do. But for a variety of reasons, they've tied with them. The Atlanta Braves, I think, won 88 games to win the NL East. And the Braves, until August, weren't even over 500. They had never been over 500 all year. Now, they won 88.
Yeah.
So, like, how much is, like, 91's good, but there's a big difference between winning, like, 97, 98 games and a plus 100 games than winning, like, 88, 90, 91 games, I think.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds
kinda
like a
hanging
lot.
by the skin of your teeth. I got you.
A little bit. I mean, you probably did well in some of the metrics, like the one-run games and stuff like that. But anyway, you can listen to both the games tomorrow night and Wednesday night right here on ESPN 690.
I like it.
Coverage is going to start at 7:30 for both of those
7:30
games.
coverage. I'll be listening.
Check your local listing.
If the Red Sox are winning. That's it.
Okay.
I got to go to battle with the Yankees fans for one more day. I'm not looking forward to
excited? You nervous, or just you think? Do you kind of see the inevitable happening?
Yeah, I kind of do. Although Fenway is going to be rocking now. Fenway's going to be rocking. And again, I'll tell you, I think the Yankees are a better team than the Red Sox. So I really do. So the Red Sox should come in here a little bit with no pressure on them.
Yeah.
I think the Yankees will have a lot of pressure. I think Boone loses his job if they don't win this game, quite frankly.
That's fair.
You think so, Casey?
100%.
Yeah.
With Garrett Cole on the mound, absolutely.
I think there's a lot of pressure. I think there's pressure on Cole in Fenway to get it done. And so, but I do think the Yankees will win that game. I mean, it says a lot about the Yankees and the Red Sox that the Yankees, if they had a 4-way tie, picked the Red Sox to play at Fenway over the Blue Jays and over the Mariners. Now, the Mariners, for obvious reasons, right, from travel. standpoint, and maybe even Fenway. But they wanted to play the Red Sox. Out of the 3 other teams they could play, they chose to play the Red Sox. That was the story Passan had, which is wild. I didn't even know how that worked. But that shows you that the Red Sox are gettable, in my opinion.
In case, obviously, you'll be watching this game because I think the Rays play the winner, correct?
That is correct, yeah.
How you feeling about it?
Fine.
You're fine. Hey, just
Fine.
chilling.
Like I said, I wouldn't want to play the Yankees in the wild card because of Garrett Cole, but otherwise, come on.
You're all set.
Neither bullpen is good. If you don't have a good bullpen, you're not beating the Rays. That's just what it is.
Yeah, the Rays are. Listen, the Rays didn't even need to win anything, and they almost swept
They're
the
still
Yankees.
winning. Yeah.
Gotta love it, right?
You know, you guys are, they're on a winning streak.
The Rays are good.
Meanwhile, Milwaukee,
but
buy a win or do something.
I know.
Do something.
That gets you nervous because they're.
Yeah. Hey, Brent, a little petrified right now.
Yeah,
not gonna
and
lie.
then was it Williams? They obviously they lose him.
I mean, we've been. Yeah.
That was a little negative karma going on.
Yeah.
Right.
Not playing the Atlanta Braves.
Real quick, did you see big story on NASCAR? Bubba Wallace.
Yeah.
Gets the win in Talladega. First African American driver to win on that the big NASCAR circuit since Wendell Scott.
It's crazy.
Who won back in Jacksonville
1963.
63. Why do I see 64? I've seen 63
It
and
was December of
64.
63, so it was late in the year.
Okay. What a neat tie to Bubba Wallace and Wendell Scott winning. What was it, the Jacksonville 200 or something?
Yeah, that was back when we had a track. It's now an apartment complex.
I was going to say, is that a TIA Bank Field? Where are they doing that at?
No, it would have been.
It's off of Pecan Road.
Pecan Road, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pecan.
Very cool.
Cool.
And we talked about it too during the break. Also at Talladega, where that whole the incident went down with the rope and everything, and it turns out it didn't. But I remember the cool scene from that was every driver got behind Bubba Wallace and pushed him to the front, which was kind of a historic image.
They're all getting behind him right now on social media too. A lot of congratulations coming in from his peers.
Listen, Bubba Wallace in that role in NASCAR has to carry a lot of pressure on his shoulders too. And so he gets the win. That's got to be what a relief for him and his team as they get it done. It's a big story in the sports world, as it should be. Football at 5 coming up. More Jags talk, more NFL talk. We keep it rocking on ESPN 690 next.
Bozard Ford, Ford's Garage, and ESPN 690 are proud to present Be the Sun, Not the Salt Community Award.
Do you know any coaches, teachers, or mentors who are doing all the good they can in the community and should be recognized and rewarded for being positive energizers and making a difference? Are they kind, authentic, compassionate, and positive? Then tell us why they deserve to be recognized. You and your nominee can win free stuff just for being sunny, not salty.
Details and nomination forms are available on ESPN 690's website, powered by Be the Sun, Not the Salt, Bozard Ford, Ford's Garage, and Cox Media Group.
Hey everyone, it's Brent Martineau. Meet Relevant, the new group messaging app that drives real-time, authentic conversations. You can now listen and live chat with us during our radio show directly on Relevant. It's a new fun way to interact with your favorite hosts and other listeners. It's easy. Just download the free Relevant app. That's RELEVNT. Simply search for the ESPN 690 community and join the chat. Listen in on the Relevant app for special polls, promotions, and giveaways. We'll see you there.
Every 2 minutes, a woman in the U.S. is diagnosed with breast cancer. And in that split second, her life changes forever. The toll of breast cancer is great. The need to support those who are battling the disease today is even greater. We're fighting alongside patients because we know one moment can change a lifetime. United by hope, we can end breast cancer. Join our fight. Save lives.
Hello, you have reached the Crooks Are Us training helpline. Today, we're discussing the differences between a SafeTouch security system and a do-it-yourself security system.
One's professionally installed and monitored, while the other one comes in a box.
Well, yeah, there's that. As you know, houses with SafeTouch security systems are strictly off-limits to us crooks, for many reasons.
Professional installation and monitoring among them.
Correct. And by contrast, alarm systems that come in a box with do-it-yourself installation are a crook's best friend.
Plus, they have DIY monitoring. No comparison to SafeTouch's two-way communicator.
Excellent point. So to sum up, as crooks, you'll want to avoid any house with SafeTouch security. And tell your loved ones, if they're going to buy something that comes in a box, just make it cornflakes.
Only one security system is truly the best. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
New school, new job, new home. Change is hard and can leave you feeling isolated. And divorce delivers one of life's hardest blows. The relationships you counted on are suddenly gone. But you don't have to walk through this alone. Call Cordell & Cordell. You're not alone.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Jacksonville area attorneys. Offices in Jacksonville and by appointment only in Ponte Vedra Beach. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
What's your ultimate game day experience? A tricked-out man cave? Deluxe tailgate? Then enter the 5-Hour Energy Football Sweepstakes for a chance to win $10,000. And make your ultimate game day experience a reality. To enter, buy any 5-Hour Energy product and upload the receipt. It's that easy. The 5-Hour Energy Football Sweepstakes. Enter today.
No purchase necessary. Must be 18 and a legal resident of the U.S. Ends December 10th, 2021. For official rules and how to enter without purchase, visit 5hesport.com. Void where prohibited.
ESPN 690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
With the ESPN Radio Sports Beat, I'm Jason Fitz.
This is Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. Breaking news, Bubba Wallace today became only the second black driver in NASCAR history with a Cup Series victory. He won the rain-shortened event at Talladega. The Mets, coming off consecutive losing seasons, let manager Luis Rojas go. Several more major changes expected this offseason for a Mets team that fell well short of expectations. Net star Kyrie Irving facing a pay cut if he misses games due to COVID-19 vaccine mandates. ESPN's Tim Bontemps and Bobby Marks reporting the NBA and NBPA agreed on a reduction in a player's salary for each game an unvaccinated player misses because of local mandates. Irving would lose $380,000 per home game missed if he doesn't get vaccinated at any point this season. ESPN NBA reporter Ramona Shelburne.
They don't want this to become a distraction, even though it is. You could not want something to be a distraction, and it's a distraction. But they're doing their best to just move along and play the way they play the way they're going to have to play, regardless of whether he's there or not.
Raiders running back Josh Jacobs will test his injured ankle pregame before a decision's made if he plays on Monday Night Football against the Chargers, 8 Eastern, ESPN TV.
Introducing Barbasol 1919 Classic Shaving Cream, paying homage to the original invented over 100 years ago. This new non-aerosol formula features enhanced ingredients, an exceptional glide, and crisp fragrance for a shave experience like no other. Learn more at Barbasol.com.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
So we started, I'll let the unit leaders, but that's the way the meeting started today, is the reality, is where do we stand? And the reality is that when you turn on the videotape week 1 to week 4, it's a marked improved team. And if you continue to make strides, which young teams, new systems, you would expect that. And I see it clear as day. I can see it in practice.
Jaguars coach Urban Meyer. Well, it's like I said, I give props to anybody that stands up and admits when they're wrong and takes, their punishment like a man. And that punishment right now is the scrutiny of local, national, and even probably some of his peers. So that's all you can do at this point. Hopefully the distraction is put to bed and this team is not affected too bad. But we will see Sunday just how this team can respond to this stuff. It's as simple as that. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Austin Lane here. We got Action Sports Jax Stuart Weber, NASCAR. Well, I mean, expert in a lot of things, but NASCAR expert as well.
Yes.
How goes it, man?
It goes well.
Yeah.
Enjoyed watching the race this afternoon.
So was it rain delayed?
The reason it was today is because it rained yesterday in Alabama.
Sure.
So Talladega, one of the tracks that doesn't have lights. And
well, I mean, let's not bypass that real quick.
Okay.
Why?
It's huge. It's a 2.6 mile track, so it would take a lot of lights to light this facility.
Sure.
And they use it twice a year.
Okay.
Like they don't really use Talladega for much else other than the two NASCAR races.
Yeah.
Like at Daytona, you have constant events going on, and that's why they have lights there, and that's why they don't mind having paid for them.
Shout out to Rockville coming there a couple months.
There you go.
Yeah.
You got Rockville, a lot of motorcycle races, a lot of concerts, a lot of events go on at Daytona. Not so much at Talladega. I mean, it's the Talladega nights, ironically, not at night, because they don't have lights at the track. And right now, it would just be a huge cost to light that place up.
I got you.
So that means they have a tight window as far as when they can get the races in, especially yesterday, because the race was supposed to be on NBC, and they had this little thing called the National Football League coming up in the evening.
I've heard of that.
Some game they were hyping up.
I've heard of
that played last night.
Yeah.
So they had a really tight window as far as when they could get that race in.
Yeah.
And so, with the rain coming down, they said, all right, let's move it to Monday, which was fine by me because I kept watching football yesterday.
And
I knew I'd get some racing here on a Monday. And sure enough, they knew more rain was in the forecast. So as soon as this thing was official, the intensity of the racing really picked up.
Yeah.
It's already pretty intense at a restrictor plate track like this where, everyone's going 200 miles per hour. They're bumper to bumper. There's a lot of contact happening and causing some frayed nerves. and we had an accident happen, and then it started raining while they were under caution. And Bubba Wallace was in the lead, and Bubba Wallace gets his first career victory at the Cup Series level. And as we've mentioned, the first African-American driver to win at NASCAR's top series since 1963 right here in Jacksonville when Wendell Scott did it.
So I'm watching the video right now of where he kind of found out that he won the race. And, dude, it's amazing, obviously.
In the pit box,
but, like, that does that kind of take away from the moment a little bit, right? Because, like, to me, like, you'd want to see him round the track one more time, checkered flag waving, and he wins it, as opposed to you're sitting in the pit box hanging out.
I can tell you it's significantly better than not winning the race.
No, for sure. No, hey, and once again, nothing. I'm not.
And that's it. Look,
no takeaways.
And this happens in NASCAR sometimes, where a race gets called early, and people who don't like Bubba are all over Twitter saying it's rigged, it's this and this and that.
the conspiracy theorists.
Look, they're out there. And,
I bet they are.
And the ones who are NASCAR fans and anti Bubba Wallace are not afraid to show it on social media.
You
these
don't
days.
say, and especially now because Instagram. Well, I'm sure they're But now Instagram and Facebook are down. Twitter seems to be the place where it's going down.
I was going to say I wouldn't want to look at Facebook. That'd be probably significantly worse.
Thankfully, it's shut down. Maybe that's why it's closed down, right?
Yeah, they knew Bubba was going to win today.
There you go.
So yes, is it tainted? No, it's not tainted. He was leading the race.
Yeah.
They went by all the official rules. It started raining really bad. They weren't going to be able to get the track dried in time to go back and race before the lights went out, so to speak, in Talladega, Alabama. And so they call it, and he gets the victory.
How big of a narrative was it for Bubba Wallace to win? Like, how much did, going winless for however long his career has been now, how much was that a storyline saying he's got to win, he's got to win? Because I feel like, and this is not close to the same thing, but like with Danica Patrick.
Sure.
Like that followed her until the day she stopped racing.
Yeah. I can honestly say that even if Bubba had not won this year, I don't think it would have been that big of a story because he's in a brand new race team.
Okay.
So, as you know, 2311 Racing is a brand new team. This is their first ever year, co-owned by Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, now a NASCAR winning owner.
Nice.
He's now won in NASCAR as an owner, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
For MJ. But, this was a building block season, and quite frankly, it's been disappointing. They have done very poorly.
Okay.
Now, to say that, did anyone expect them to win a race this year? No. That wasn't part of it. I don't think so, at least. I mean, they would have liked to have been more competitive with the Toyota horsepower that they had, but I don't think you could have said coming into the year they need to have a win to be successful.
Two more questions,
sure.
Because I have you here.
Hey, man, we got
and you're not always here.
Get this
so
NASCAR in here while I'm here, right?
No, hey, I got NASCAR questions for sure. Obviously,
playoffs. Come on.
Okay, and then here's where we're going with it.
Yeah.
So a big season right now for NASCAR in terms of it's starting to wind down, starting to become every race is
Five races
the most
left
important
now.
one.
Yep.
Let's just say NFL schedule Is, you know, I mean, the NFL is out now, right?
Yeah.
NFL is obviously king in this country. How much does it affect the NASCAR ratings when you're in NFL season as well?
Yeah, there's some crossover, especially in the South, no doubt. But I guess the ones who are committed to the NASCAR and want to enjoy it are going to go find it. They're going to watch it. Look, it is what it is for every sport in America. You know, you're dealing with NFL in the fall. And heck, college football too, because, you know, your first thought would be, all right, move some of these races to Saturday night racing, and, you know, you can avoid it, but you're still going up against college football then. And that's the same fan base, same part of the country that cares about it. And so, yes, ratings will certainly dip, but you just hope that the momentum and the excitement of the playoffs, like I said, there's now only 5 races to go in the season. You hope that kind of spurs the viewership a little bit.
Other question I had for you. This is more out of curiosity because, like, I don't follow a lot of racing, but like I know who Lewis Hamilton is, and I've been following that a little bit because, like, Max Verstappen this year is actually like making it competitive.
My guy,
because he's Dutch, isn't he?
Yeah,
that's why he's your guy.
Yep.
Because Lewis Hamilton, the past decade, it seems like has just been the most dominant figure ever.
7 championships.
So with that, like, first of all, to drive Formula One, you have to be amazing. So I'm not taking anything away from the driving ability.
Sure.
But, like, you hear all the time, well, he's got the Mercedes. He's got the Mercedes. It's like, you know, the make of the car and then the team behind you is so ginormous, let's just say. That's a real word.
It is a real word.
In NASCAR, you mentioned, like, Toyota. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, how big is, I guess, like, the car companies in terms of winning? Like, is there, like, a Chevrolet dominating or is Ford dominating? Or is it kind of like a horse apiece here?
In NASCAR, it's less to do with the manufacturer, more to do with the team that owns the cars.
Okay.
So, you know, you have your powerhouse teams like Hendrick, which has 4 cars. You got Penske, which has 3 cars. And you've got Gibbs, which has 4 cars. All 3 of those teams have different manufacturers that I just said. Chevy, Ford, Toyota. Those are kind of the 3 main leaders when it comes to the top dogs in NASCAR. So it has less to do with your manufacturer, more with your team that you race for. And the nice thing with 2311, so Bubba Wallace, who won today, they have like an agreement going on with Joe Gibbs. So they're kind of working in, you know, hand in hand with them because Denny Hamlin races for Joe Gibbs Racing. So it certainly makes sense that you have that partnership going on. And that's why you get some good quality cars, good engines, and the ability to go win on a super speedway. I mean, Bubba Wallace has shown he can race at these super speedways, and a lot of people can because it's one of those tracks that, you know, if you're up at the front, you know, you can certainly do well there. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., not great at a lot of tracks, wrecks a lot of people. That's why he's Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Nice.
But he always seems to be near the front and wrecking people at the super speedways. So, you know, different drivers are certainly good at it, and Bubba, best finish coming into this was a second at Daytona at the 500 a few years back.
All right, Stuart, I got one more for you because
I got one after that as well. I just want to get in line.
I like it, man. We're hot. You know, let's fire them off.
This is the NASCAR Hour here on ESPN 690. Stuart, the NASCAR Championship this year, Phoenix, Arizona.
Sure.
And I know that because we're giving away tickets on our morning show.
I
Why?
know.
Because Pitbull's crew, something about Pitbull owns a car, and you can go see that.
Pitbull is a co-owner of Trackhouse Racing with Justin Marks, the number 99 of Daniel Suarez.
It's a cool number. I like the number.
99's a cool car, yeah.
Why do it in Phoenix? Is it in Phoenix every single year, or do they switch off? And why not do it in Daytona, which I feel like is the mecca of racing? So why wouldn't you do it in the mecca for the championship?
That was also my question.
See, Casey, I mean, this is...
because it was Miami, right?
It used to be Miami Homestead is where they would wrap up the season.
These are the hard-hitting questions that people want to know.
Because we're talking about the South, and NASCAR's big in the South, and you do it in Arizona.
Phoenix.
So you go to the retirement community of Phoenix, Arizona to do
Miami's not in the South either, though, so let's be honest.
It's closer than Phoenix.
It's too far south to be in the South.
It's closer than Phoenix.
As they say. It is, yes. Okay, so
yeah, what do you have to say for yourself?
For myself, for the sport?
For the sport.
Okay, because I didn't make the decision.
No, I know, but this is your representation here, Stuart.
A lot of it comes down to, you know, the competition on the track and how you're deciding a champion.
Okay.
So the idea is that you want that final race to be at a track that kind of levels the playing field and makes it so once you get to that last race, there's 4 guys eligible for the championship.
Okay.
Just 4.
That's crazy.
And whoever finishes the highest out of those 4 wins the title.
Okay.
Because they pare it down each level of the playoffs. You go from 16 to 12 to 8, and then in the last race, only 4 eligible.
The final 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, everybody else is still racing.
Sure.
But it's only whoever finishes highest among the 4 wins the title.
Okay.
And so Homestead kind of got to the point where it wasn't really a true representation of who had the best year, who it became more of a niche track to where, like, you could be really good at Homestead and not so good at other tracks.
Okay.
Whereas Phoenix is, I don't want to say generic, but it falls in line with a lot of the other 1.5 mile racetracks to where if you're really good at, and that's the bread and butter of NASCAR's schedule, is these 1.5 mile racetracks.
Okay.
So if you're good at those 1.5 miles, you're probably going to have a good season, and you can go show it at Phoenix. Now, why it's not at Daytona? Because Daytona's a crapshoot. Daytona is, a spin of the roulette wheel as far as who's going to win.
That's entertaining.
But is that how you decide a championship?
Well, maybe. I feel like the better driver that day. Yeah, let's do it.
See, but that it shouldn't be that. It shouldn't be the better
Take
driver
him
that day.
To take him to Bristol. Let's get real crazy. I don't care.
Now, look, I am not opposed to a championship race being decided on a short track like Bristol. I love that.
First of all.
Love that idea.
First of all, don't ever love any of my ideas when it comes to NASCAR.
Hey,
I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Bristol had some of the best racing this year out of all the tracks.
But that's what I'm saying. But wouldn't that even be more of a roulette wheel? Because now it's Bristol and accidents and crashes and all this stuff.
See, but those accidents are caused by your ability to drive.
Okay.
And by your aggressiveness.
Sure.
Whereas Daytona and Talladega, so today's race, we saw it. Kyle Larson's been the best driver all year long, right?
Okay.
And he's the first one who gets taken out in this race today at Talladega.
Mm-hmm.
Because
obviously not his fault.
Because some random car in the middle got spun into him in the outside who was minding his own business into the outside wall and wrecked his day, went a few laps down, and
tell you what,
plummets down the standings.
Do you know what I say to that? Be an athlete and don't get hit.
Okay.
Just try to go faster next time.
That's not.
Hey, it's simple as that.
Be an athlete in your race car.
Hey, be an athlete. I don't feel bad for you. What do you want me to tell you? It's part of the game.
All right.
What? I'm supposed to feel bad now because Kyle Larson?
I'm not telling you to feel bad about this.
Kyle Larson's name? Supposed to feel bad because Kyle Larson was winning all season and somebody hit him and he couldn't control his car. He went out of control and now he crashed. Is he okay?
He's fine.
I'm supposed to feel bad about
kept
him?
racing?
I'm supposed to feel bad about that? No, bro. Hey, welcome to the sport of racing.
Yeah, it is. And that's why it's part of the playoffs. But it's not the championship decider. You don't decide a championship on that.
I hear what you're saying. I just think, if you want ratings, if you're into ratings, are you into ratings?
Well, that's why they put Daytona as the last race before the playoffs. So you decide the field that way. And that's why they have Talladega in the playoffs, which we saw today, but not the last one on a cutoff race because you don't want it to be too much anarchy.
Will we go on a break here pretty soon? Because I'll be honest, I'm all NASCAR.
You out? You out of NASCAR questions? Okay.
At the end of the day, I feel like if you had it at Daytona or Bristol, like I'm not going to watch it.
You're not watching it anyways.
I'm not going to watch it regardless.
So what's the point
but
here?
Maybe watch Bristol for a couple laps.
You wouldn't watch it.
I love watching Bristol.
It'd be on a Sunday. Did you watch Bristol a couple weeks ago when it was on?
I saw it on Twitter.
Okay. There you go.
Okay, then last NASCAR to get us through these last 6 or 4 minutes. Can't do that.
Okay.
Who's going to win, Stuart, the championship and why?
Ooh, who's going to win the championship?
Should we do some NASCAR picks?
Yes. We should definitely do more picks of anything. So NASCAR falls into that category.
Yeah.
So my head says it's going to be Larson because he's been the best all year.
Okay.
But my heart is going with my guy, Ryan Blaney, in the number 12 car.
Okay.
So many times in the past few years, he's been caught up in stupid wrecks that knocked him out of the playoffs early, but he has had a really good season. He's shown his ability to stay out of those, untimely mistakes.
Sure.
It's a matter of his crew. I don't like his pit crew. They always seem to slow him down.
Shots fired by Stuart Weber.
They do, man.
Putting the pit crew on. What do you mean they slow? What? They're bad?
Yeah,
Like
man. They cause penalties. He's
cheating.
No, it's like if you have a loose tire running around in the pits, that kind of stuff makes you go to the back of the pack.
Well, be an athlete once again.
They do need to be athletes.
Be athletes.
Here's the problem. At Penske, there's 3 teams, and Blaney always has the worst crew out of the 3.
Yeah.
Behind Logano and Keselowski.
Can he not fire said crew and get a new crew?
The driver can't do it. That's up to the higher ups.
Why not? If they're costing him the race,
I'm just saying.
I'd be like, get out of here.
If this is Talladega Nights and Ricky Bobby, they'd be out of there already.
Just
saying.
I'm just
Can't see
saying.
who you taking.
Oh, I'll go next. Okay, great.
Has him Googling.
Austin's got to Google names, all right?
No.
Well,
I already have a name.
Oh, you got one? Is it Denny Hamlin?
No.
Okay, so mine is Denny Hamlin.
Okay.
And if I'm not mistaken, Stuart, but I could very well be mistaken, he didn't win in the regular season,
Correct.
but has now won in the playoffs
twice.
Look at that.
Tell you who I'm taking.
A little knowledge drop there. I like it.
And I'm winning the FedEx Cup standings in our golf picks. He races for FedEx. How could I not?
Are you really?
Nah, but the narrative fit.
It sounded good when you said it.
No one was going to fact check it. You could just say yes.
Too bad the butcher came over the top and had to fact check a couple things.
I can fact check that you're losing now.
I know. My guy struggled.
Yeah.
That's neither here nor there. I'm going to take I saw a commercial with this guy. I don't know what commercial it was. I love the name, though. Martin Truex Jr.
Yeah, he was in a wreck today.
I know.
Might have dropped below the cutoff line.
I know, it's a bummer, right?
Just saying, he's going to...
Is he still playoff eligible?
Yeah. There's one more race before the next cutoff, so he's going to have to have a good...
He's got it.
He'll need a good performance at the Charlotte the Roval.
Sure.
You know what the Roval is?
Well, so it's kind of like an oval, but it's more round.
It was a good attempt.
And you turn right on it.
Is
it rectangular?
It was a good attempt at it. Also, good attempt.
Oh.
No, so it's part road course, part oval at Charlotte. So the Roval.
Okay.
Oh, that's
road
cool.
and oval.
Cool.
They add a few extra turns in there, and it actually causes some good drama,
Well,
which people will be watching if they're not watching the NFL.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, nobody eats a good Roval like Martin Truex Jr. eats it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So watch out for Martin Truex Jr., everybody.
All right. Mainly, I wanted to come in here and just talk about the historical significance of Bubba Wallace winning.
No, for
and
sure.
I'm glad
but
we
here we are
accomplished
now.
some other stuff. We did
you
a
happy
really,
with this?
I am very happy with
this. This is a once-in-a-year thing.
No, look,
we ain't going to bring you in when somebody wins it. When Martin Truex Jr. wins a championship, you aren't coming back in here.
Yes, I am, because you're going to want to rub that in my face.
I am.
So you will definitely bring me back in
here.
here.
Get it out of your system, because this is a once-in-a-year thing.
Well, Jacksonville, by the way, has some of the best TV ratings every week when it comes to NASCAR nationally.
Nice.
This is a huge NASCAR market, and I love that the people here support it and watch Action Sports Jax for all their NASCAR information with me.
Stuart Weber.
Saturday nights.
I love it,
You're a NASCAR expert.
Who made a better pick, me or Austin, in your professional opinion?
You did, probably.
Yeah, probably Hamlin. Hamlin's got the momentum going right now.
But say it that my guy's a wild card, and you just never know.
Oh yeah, no, both of you got the speed.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I'll take speed and being a wild card in a NASCAR thing any day of the week. Wild card.
Here's the thing, though. You guys have the same equipment. They're teammates. So,
well, in case you're friends, it works.
Okay.
Yeah, we are.
But if I have to win,
now,
I'll do what it takes.
I know we talked about the whole restrictor plate and all that.
More questions.
Wait, no, it's about our picks.
Okay.
Is this a track in the championship? Would our guys be pushing each other? You know how the teammates like push sometimes?
No, that's really just Daytona and Talladega is where you really see that the pushing and the bumping and that sort of stuff.
But like helping each other out. So he's not gonna help me out.
I mean,
because he's in already, right? He's gonna make the cut regardless.
Oh, the next race?
Yeah,
it's a road course, so you won't really have any drafting going on there.
All right.
Yeah,
Casey, you guys better help my guy out. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Okay.
I definitely, as long as we beat Stewart, is the way I'm looking at it.
Who should we give Brent? Brent needs a driver to.
You give him Chase Elliott. You're a defending champion.
Who's the dude that's always getting in fights that nobody is a big fan of?
Kurt Busch. He's already out.
No. Logano.
Logano's a good one, too. A lot of people don't like Logano.
Yeah, it's good. It's Brent Martineau is taking Joey Logano, everybody.
The 22.
Joey Logano, the 22.
All right.
Put it down. All right. Stuart Weber. Thanks for stopping by. It was good to see you once a year.
Hey, man.
Hey, I'm sure we'll see you again.
Look, I'm happy to come provide my expertise whenever possible.
Well, when head coaches are in the news for not so appropriate things and Brent's got to leave to do some spots, you come in, we go to the bullpen, we go to the righty. It's good to see you. By the way, Stuart Weber, Milwaukee Brewers, Atlanta Braves.
Looking forward to it.
Are you?
Yeah.
You sure?
Maybe we make a Kathy's Table wager.
I like a Kathy's Table wager.
Like 2 meals for me, 1 Super Arnold for you, because I think that's how those weigh out in the size.
That's how the ratio works out.
Just saying.
You're on.
All right, I like it.
I like it, man.
I like it a lot.
Best of luck to your Braves.
Yes, indeed, as well to you.
Oh, we'll see. I'm nervous. All right, we got more in Action Sports Jax when we get back. I think Brent will be back here hopefully eventually. We'll see. We'll talk more football.
Might have stopped for a coffee on the way back,
Maybe. You never know. We'll get into the college football world maybe a little bit, Casey, and we'll see where else the show can go. Definitely done with NASCAR, though, so thanks for sticking by us while we talked about that. No one talks it better than Stuart Weber, though.
People loved it, though.
More Action Sports Jax when we get back.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Tracking partly cloudy skies this evening. Temperatures in the 80s and 70s. Just an isolated inland shower. Overnight, we drop down to the upper 60s to low 70s. Becoming mostly cloudy tomorrow with a few showers. Highs in the mid-80s. From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Garrett Biedenball.
The Weather Meter is brought to you by Beards Diamonds. Don't miss Beards BOGO Wedding Band Sale October 8th through the 24th.
Okay, I get it. So the summer season's almost over, but that's why we live in Florida. And that's why our friends at Arlington are doing fall Florida style with hot temps and even hotter deals. Get to Arlington Toyota today because they have 400 new Toyotas available with interest rates as low as 0% on over 10 new Toyota models. Plus, you get 30 days to love your purchase or exchange it. And every new car purchase gets a lifetime warranty with unlimited time and miles. Shop arlingtontoyota.com today. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/September for full details.
If you're anything like me, then cars were an important part of your childhood growing up. Literally, some of my very first memories involved helping my grandpa build old cars. If you're into cars, then you know that the technology is always evolving, which is why there's a demand for well-trained automotive technicians. As a student in the automotive technology program at JTech, you'll be learning basic automotive maintenance, diagnostic procedures, and effective repair methods while using testing equipment and specialized tools. The program also includes training on electrical, HVAC, engine performance, suspension, steering, brake systems, and transmission diagnosis and repair. Their shop settings are designed to represent the actual automotive environments that you will be experiencing when you get into the automotive industry. To learn more about JTech, visit jtech.org or call them at 904-483-9460. Ask for Hank to set up an appointment to tour the campus or get your questions answered. That's 904-483-9460 or visit jtech.org.
Mr. and Mrs. Flavor, thank you for joining us.
Great to be here. I'm Barry, the flavor of berry.
I'm Janet. I'm bitter.
And I understand your son is the flavor menthol?
Yes, he's the menthol in a menthol cigarette.
He's such a disappointment. Out there getting people addicted, being used by big tobacco to target black people. He could have been a lozenge.
Menthol cigarettes are harder to quit than regular cigarettes. Find out how to quit today at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Whether you're a rock-solid hard athlete or a hardcore fan, in Little League, a pro, or a weekend warrior, Cora Physical Therapy is here to help you reach your goals. We're happy to announce that Cora is now open in Kingsland on Boone at Haddock, and we're coming soon to Brunswick. With a total of 17 clinics in the Jacksonville region, there's sure to be one near your home or work. Call or come in today for a free screening. No physician's referral needed. CoraPhysicalTherapy.com, treating everyone right.
With Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner, Kevin Harlan here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One with a preview of a great game to wrap up Week 4. Two of the hottest teams in the NFL, the 3-0 Raiders at the 2-1 Chargers. And Kurt, it's a big-time AFC West rivalry. Also, two very good teams.
Well, no doubt about it, Kevin, and there's going to be 22 guys on the field at any given time, but you know that everybody's going to be talking about the two guys behind center, two guys that are in the MVP conversation right now, starting with Derek Carr, who's come out hitting lights out at this point in time, got his team undefeated at this point in time, really playing good football. And on the other side, the second-year player in Justin Herbert is making big play after big play.
It's going to be a beauty. The Raiders at the Chargers on Monday Night Football.
Get ready for the game with more details and preview at westwoodonesports.com. And remember to listen for the NFL right here all season long.
When you need auto parts, O'ReillyAuto.com is just a few clicks away. We offer convenient options for you to get your parts quickly. Order online and pick up for free at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. We'll even bring it out curbside. Or you can have your parts delivered right to your door with free shipping on most orders over $35. Visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
For the ones who are always in the know.
Delivery confirmed.
For the ones who keep things running. For the innovators and the problem solvers. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, experienced staff at local branches, and free access to experts to help answer your toughest questions. So whatever challenge you face, we have the knowledge and products to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Alexa, how do I drive more customers into my business?
First, people will need to hear about you. Then you need to be online where they look for you. Then you need to be involved in the community. Then you need to...
Whoa. I don't have time for that. I need to run my business.
Okay, searching for a local team that can help.
CMG Local Solutions, your local marketing team putting you at the top of mind. Visit cmglocalsolutions.com today and let us take your business to the next level. That's cmglocalsolutions.com or call 904-245-8878.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Austin Lane from Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Smart speakers are becoming part of everyday life, so why not use it to listen to the radio? Tell Alexa, Google Home, or any other speaker to play ESPN 690. Give it a shot weekday afternoons from 3 to 6.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He's a hard worker, and obviously Schottenheimer is doing a really good job with him. And the best thing was he took care of the ball, made right decisions. He used his legs when necessary. You know, you'd think the first couple games that wasn't existent. He scrambled to the right, threw the ball down the field. He got a couple first downs with his legs. He got down when he should have got down. He scored a touchdown. You know, he's playing Trevor. You know, he's playing like Trevor's skill set. Fantastic. You know, and the team sees it. You see it in practice. Very marked improved player right now.
Jacksonville Jaguars coach Urban Meyer talking about Trevor Lawrence. Casey, I don't want to exaggerate anything here, but there may not be a more important player right now to his franchise than Trevor Lawrence. And I say that like this. Through all the bad optics that have followed this team the past couple of years, and there's been a laundry list of them, there hasn't been a lot of good. You go 1-15 this prior season. Now, yeah, people are cheering for you to lose because you wanted Trevor Lawrence. Well, you got Trevor Lawrence, right? And I think people thought, all right, you get Trevor Lawrence, you get Urban Meyer. They're going to pull you out of the rubble. They're going to put you in a new echelon, and everything's going to be okay. Well, this team is 0-4 right now. There's bad optics surrounding this team. And let's be honest, let's be fair here. Some caused by Urban Meyer. But the little silver lining through all of this, the constant that's actually positive, is Trevor Lawrence is getting better. Trevor Lawrence is looking like he belongs, and that's what you need right now. Action Sports Jax, Austin Lane, ESPN 690. We got Brent coming back here momentarily, but we're also joined by Captain Rick with the Florida Sports and Fishing Report. Captain Rick, how are we doing today, man?
My name is not Dan Mullen, and it's not Urban Meyer, so I'm doing very well, thank you.
I like it, man.
Hey, Austin, can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
That's maybe a dangerous question in itself.
Right, you're saying we've got bad optics right now with the Jaguars. How do you think the optics were with the Meyer household when this came out? I mean,
you know what, man? Yeah, you know what? To be honest, like I don't like speaking on personal business, but one would think that it is not good. If you followed anything on Twitter, how that transpired, not a good look.
Not a good look. Certainly not. Not to take home to mama, that's for sure. I'll tell you what is a good look is our fishing right now. Oh, my gosh, is it good. I just hope this weather can hold out for us for a while longer. We got 10 days left in flounder season, and then it closes until December 1st. There are flounder in the river. There's not a ton of them. It's too hot. It needs to cool down a little bit. But our big flounder run looks like it may happen during the closed season. That's not good. But mangrove snapper and redfish are doing very well inshore. And offshore, the big mangrove snapper are doing surprisingly well. Captain Robert Simon reported that the mangroves are raising in the water, up higher in the water off the bottom, like they do when they're spawning, which is very unusual for October. Their spawn is normally on the full moons in July and August. So I don't know what's going on with that. Surprising number of mahis showing up. Captain Robert reported that he had 4 or 5 mahis swim up behind the boat and eat baits, and they were welcomed aboard and went home for somebody's dinner. So fishing's good. The weather's going to hold for at least one more day. Then starts what looks to me to be a series of fronts that may shut the ocean down for up to a week. We'll have to wait and see. But one thing you can count on, we'll be back to check on it tomorrow with another fishing report. Brought to you by Workman's Quick Fix Plumbing and CSS Landscaping.
Thanks,
Thank
Captain.
You, boys.
Thanks, Captain Rick.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Captain
it, man.
Rick.
Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 every day, and also 7 a.m. on Saturday mornings with Captain Rick and friends. Brent Martineau, Austin Lane. Final half hour of the show. Casey Kurtz here as well. The big story today, just to revisit, we don't usually do this, but it's a big story in town, and obviously really across the NFL and well, other platforms too. Urban Meyer apologizing today for being a distraction, says the coach should never be a distraction. And, another video has since kind of made its way out of that night, of that sequence of events. Listen, I think we had similar thoughts. This is an organization going through a lot. I continue to say stuck in the mud and has been, and this does not help it in any way. It doesn't help if you are a big believer in how the national people feel about this organization. It doesn't help. If you're just rooting for the Jags to get out of this thing and end the losing streak and end the negativity and flip this thing around, well, this isn't a step forward by any means. I don't know how much it hinders that on the field, but it certainly isn't a step forward. And then we really both agreed on this, which, again, we didn't plan on this coming in the show, but we brought it up and thought it was a secondary part of the story. And in many ways, I mean, it's definitely should be the secondary part of the story. Yeah. But it's a pretty big story, too, because I wonder how people feel inside that locker room. We took a little bit of umbrage of him not coming back with the team on Thursday, instead staying in Ohio. That might seem like a small detail, but, I mean, the leader of this football team, leader of this franchise, essentially just says, hey, I'm going to stay back. You guys fly home. We'll take the next couple of days off, instead of digging out of that mud some more, looking at the tape some more, finding answers. How do we fix a defense that couldn't stop Joe Burrow and the Bengals with the Tennessee Titans coming to town next? How do we get our first win in more than a year? Yeah. Man, I know the optics of that video are bad. The optics of that aren't so good either.
No. To the point where, to me, it's a little concerning. You know, when I played here for 3 years in Jacksonville, and here's another Joe Cullen story for you, because I have so many of them. The guy had, if you want to call it an influence or just an effect on my life, but the dude was everywhere in my life, all right, for good and bad, but it was always intense. But I'm always reminded of, and, you know, obviously it's not like it is now in terms of the airplane seating and how it's set up. You know, players kind of got run of the mill, it seems like, in the front or whatever the case, whatever. But back when I played, you know, it was coaches in the front and players in the back. And especially, like, if you were a young guy or a rookie, you sat more towards the front, right? And then the veterans sat in the back. So usually where I would sit was, like, right in the front aisle where the coaches were sitting in the back. So, like, I was, like, literally two seats behind Joe Cullen. And when we finished up an away game, we got our pizza or our subs to go. We get on the plane, and, you know, it was after a rough loss. Usually 9 times out of 10, it's what it was. You know, and we're all just, oh, man, this sucks. And you put your headphones in, you try to get some sleep. But then I would always be reminded of Joe Cullen be watching the film from that game already. Like, he would have it loaded on his laptop, and you could tell, like, how the game went for you because of his responses, even on the plane, where he's kind of talking to himself, what the, and then all of a sudden, like what the, you know, and yeah, exactly. And I'm literally sitting right behind him, like, oh man, like,
hope that wasn't me.
I'm like, Mincy, can I come sit behind? Like, can I come sit back by you guys? I don't want to be here, right? Because I'm afraid he's gonna turn around. Like, awesome, get up here.
Surprised you didn't ask me. Come sit back near me.
No, it's all right, because you were on the you know what list as well, because the whole hazing thing when I got tied to the goalpost. Oh, yeah, that's right. And you just laughed. You just shot it.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's going to go on the 10 o'clock news. We're all good. So, yeah, you're on the bad list as well. But, like, I remember, like, dang, like, you know, from my standpoint of we just played a horrible game. We just got beat. You know, we're on our way back. I don't want to watch film right now.
Yeah.
Like, I want to get home.
Process it.
I want to get home, play video games, and just forget about it. Yeah. Joe Cullen would dive, like, right after the game.
That's my experience, by the way, with most of the guys.
And that's a lot of coaches do. Now, I don't know if head coaches can be the same, because I never saw Jack Del Rio or Andy. I don't know how they operate, right? Because they're sitting in a different spot. But I'm just saying, from a defensive coordinator's perspective or a defensive line coach's perspective, that's what they were doing. So, like, it always showed me, like, the grind never stops.
Yeah.
The work never stops. It's as soon as the game's done, then you're on to the next one you're working.
I think it can be overdone. That whole grind, and we work harder than everybody. It's like, okay, well, I mean, the balance is okay sometimes. Sometimes getting away from a little bit. And by the way, this is not to say Urban wasn't looking at, you can look at it everywhere now.
Sure.
Could have been looking at film Friday and Saturday and all that. It wasn't on Saturday night, obviously.
Well, I mean, maybe there's a replay of the game going on Saturday night on the NFL Network.
Yeah.
Jacksonville, Cincinnati.
Yeah. Columbus.
Yeah.
In Columbus. Yeah. The bottom line is, what does that say? What does that mean to the locker room? Because you took, as a former player, you kind of were like, whoa, really? Like, when we found that detail out today and he said that's not a common thing. No. It really isn't. And, I mean, who knows? For all we know, like we said, you know, Josh Allen might have stayed and watched the Kentucky game on Saturday, But the bottom line is most guys can do that on a whim anyway. They make so much money, and Urban Meyer has so much money. He can get a flight whenever he wants and take a private jet somewhere if he really wants to get back, see the grandkids and all that stuff. Listen, on an off day, people do that. I mean, we've been around the NFL a lot. I mean, guys, Marvin Jones's family's in, South Florida. On an off day, he might fly home to see him. I mean, it's a quick flight to Miami.
A lot of guys used to do that.
Guys do that, but it just felt a little odd. A tough loss, a stinging loss for him to not go back with the team and then kind of start, I just want that vision, whether it's true or not, of Urban Meyer and that coaching staff and the players trying to dig out of this mud. Whatever that looks like in your mind, well, that looks like watching film, trying to fix this, trying to fix that, the next game plan, how can we outsmart these guys? We don't have the best players. How can we out-scheme these guys? Yeah. I want all of that in my mind, my vision of this franchise down there, inside the headquarters. I want that vision of it. Well, not flying with the team, the video on Saturday night, in the middle of a season, it's not the vision that is in my mind right now. And whether that's reality or not, whether that's unfair or not, I don't know. But that's not the vision I have in my mind. And these guys got to try to break a 19-game losing streak. They got to try to turn this thing around. When I say these guys, I really say Urban Meyer. That's what he's tasked with. That's what he's brought here to do. He's getting paid a lot of money. He was entrusted a lot by Shad Khan, who wanted to get his guy. This is his guy. And it's on him. It is real. I've never thought more strongly than now that this is on him to get the Jags out of this thing, to fix whatever this weekend was. To fix 0-4. I'm not putting the 15 losses on them. I'm putting the 4 losses on this regime. They got to fix that. They got to turn this around. There's too much of an investment by the owner, too much of an investment by all the fans, too much investment probably by all the players. And now we're seeing really investment of money in terms of facilities and everything that Urban's asking for to turn this around. Well, now you got to go to work, man, and get it done. I mean, I think he knows that, but he's got to do it because we haven't seen any results yet.
Yeah, I get, I'll be honest, I am more worried than I've ever been now with the hiring. If you're asking me in Urban, do I still trust? I guess I do. I kind of have to. But, what makes me worried, though, Brent, is for how bad it was the past, 4 or 5 years here, you still got this sense that, yes, there was miscommunications. The chain of leadership wasn't really made clear. It wasn't transparent. But, you still got the sense of, okay, Shad Khan is making the calls. And sometimes they weren't the best calls, but, he's still in charge. Shad Khan has turned over the keys to the kingdom, essentially. He has given the keys to Urban Meyer. I understand, Shad Khan's writing the checks and who has the money has the power. I get that. But this is Urban Meyer's whole thing now. This is his show. And with what's transpired, with what we're hearing, I'm a little nervous because now it's not like Shad Khan can come back. Khan can't come back in and say, okay, well, all right, so everybody calm down here. I'll take. No, you've given up the keys now. So you've made the decision, and you hope that it plays off. I'm sure Shad Khan's a little nervous. I would be. Yeah, I would be a little ticked off if I was Shad. I don't know how that conversation went, but the more and more I think about it and see it and simmer on it, I think I'd be more ticked off at Shad because he did this before. He gave the reins to Tom Coughlin. Yeah. And when he gave the reins to Tom Coughlin, things went well in year 1, but after a while, the long picture of that didn't work out. And the last time he did it, it didn't work out. He's given the reins. And by the way, I agree with you. I think it's right to give it to one guy and have it all trickle down from there. And I'm not going to go be hypocritical here. I'm on the Urban train. As mine. But let's go now. Let's go. I mean, it's my vision of Urban Meyer is he freaking hates to lose so much that I just don't know after 0-4 I'd see him hanging out in Ohio for a couple of days. I thought I'd see him watching film for about 18 hours a day. That's my vision. And has he lost a little of that? I mean, is he comfortable at age 58 or whatever? The fact that, hey, this is going to take a little longer? Has he almost talked himself into not being as hey, we got to win right this second. This is going to take longer. Yeah. I hope he hasn't talked himself into that. Got to flip it. And, man, this week is, I think, and I think you do too, this is going to be a big game this week. I don't think for the win-loss. I think for how it looks. This is going to be a huge game coming off all of this and being 0-4 for the Jaguars to look ready to play, to continue to look incrementally better as they've looked in the first 4 games because we've credited the coaching staff with at least that. Yeah. And they got to be ready to go now
is going to tell the big story Sunday afternoon. And again, not necessarily the scoreboard and win-loss, because I think the Titans are just frankly better.
Yeah.
But how you play will tell a big story, at least to me.
And it's just so wild that we're here on a Monday preparing for your biggest rival, and we've barely even talked about DJ Chark out for the season.
Yeah.
AJ Ken, your starting guard, out for the season.
Or for, injured reserve. We don't know exactly out for the season.
But you get the sense that it could be for a while.
Yes.
And that's not even holding a candle to the biggest story of the day.
Yeah, how do you replace those guys, right?
Yeah, but
I guess we'll do that tomorrow.
I guess so. But it's crazy that we're here.
Yeah. All right. Hey, some quick hitters to go around before we get out of here, including Florida State gets first win. College football is weird. We'll talk a lot about college football tomorrow because I think it's fascinating right now. More of that on the way. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Keep climbing.
It's intercepted. Picked off of the 12. He will go down. He signs the promised land. Touchdown, FSU.
This is your home for FSU football.
Outside the numbers to the 10. 5, 3, 2, 1. It's a touchdown, Florida State. Intercepted. Picked off of the 33-yard line. Noles win. Noles win.
Catch live coverage of the Seminoles all season long. Right here on your home for Florida State football.
Sponsored by Willie Jewell's Old School Barbecue. Smoked for hours. Served in minutes.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hey folks, living in Florida, we don't really worry about the seasons except for one, hurricane season. And since your home is your most important asset, protecting your home with Rhino Shield against harsh Florida weather is good for your house and it's good for your budget. As the saying goes, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And when it comes to your house, those cracks in the walls will cost you thousands if not repaired. Rhino Shield waterproofs your home with a coating that's 13 times thicker than box store paint. It reflects 97% of harmful UV rays, has a Class A fire rating, is salt air corrosive resistant, contains the highest quality ceramics, and of course it comes in any color. Plus, with our 25-year warranty, you get a non-prorated 100% transferable warranty that guarantees against chipping, cracking, and peeling. So call 904-519-5055 or visit rhinoshieldjax.com and protect your house and your budget.
So you'll never have to paint again. Call Rhino Shield today.
After a long day, having my dogs greet me at the door with their silly smiles and wagging tails makes me happy. I want to keep that joy with me for years to come. That's why I trust Forever Vets Animal Hospital to keep my pets healthy. Forever Vets was voted 2019's best vet in Jacksonville Magazine's Readers Poll, and it's easy to see why. The affordable wellness plans are tailored to meet all of your pet's changing needs as they grow. Open 7 days a week, Forever Vets friendly staff is available to treat you and your pet with care. They combine extended hours with online booking to allow you to give your pet quality care while accommodating your schedule. Go online to forevervets.com to find which of their 9 locations is nearest you. And don't forget their newest location in Bartram Market. Forever Vets Animal Hospital, keeping your pets happy and healthy forever.
The American Freedom Tour is coming to Jacksonville. I'm Dean Black, chairman of the Republican Party of Duval County, and it's time for Republicans to get motivated and defend freedom. 2 historic days, Friday and Saturday, October 8th and 9th. Come see Donald Trump Jr., Kayleigh McEnany, Dan Bongino, Dinesh D'Souza, and many, many more. Get your tickets now at DuvalGOP.com. I will see you there.
Just be in control. With free interest checking and great digital tools, Community First makes smarter banking simple. Add an account at justbeyourself.com. Community First Credit Union. Just be yourself. Federally insured by NCUA.
I love football and I love chicken wings. Hey, everybody, this is Brent Martineau. We are a lot alike, right? You love football and you love wings. Let's win the week with Extreme Wings Sports Grill. 4 locations in Jacksonville, Atlantic Boulevard, Ocean Way, 210 in St. Johns County, and the new location on Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax, serving up the freshest, never frozen, world-famous extreme hot wings to Jacksonville since 1999. We like football. We like wings. We love a good deal. To celebrate the grand opening of the Extreme Wings Roosevelt location, location. Get 6 wings, french fries, and a drink for just $12.99 at the Roosevelt location. 6 wings, french fries, and a drink, just $12.99. Active military gets special discounts. Jalapeno ranch, Caribbean jerk, spicy blue cheese, lemon pepper. So many flavors to choose from. And, of course, they can make them extreme if you want. Plenty of space at Extreme Wing Sports Grill locations. If you're looking for a place for the entire team, try Extreme Wing Sports Grill. I love it. You'll love it. 4 locations in Jacksonville, including Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax.
If you're experiencing domestic violence, it is not your fault. Hubbard House is here for you. You are not alone. Hubbard House provides free services and emergency shelter to survivors of domestic violence in Duval and Baker counties. Call 904-354-3114 anytime, 24/7 to confidentially speak to a caring advocate.
ESPN 690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
Today, I took someone to their first job.
Today, I helped someone get to a medical appointment.
Today, I helped someone see their loved ones.
Today, I took someone to see a concert.
JTA bus operators are professional, trained, courteous, and proud. Become a driver of change. JTA is now hiring bus operators and is offering $10,000 to $15,000 hiring bonuses. On-the-job training provided. CDL training available. To apply, log on to go.jtafla.com/drive or call 904-630-3100. That's 630-3100 to become a driver of change.
Listen to ESPN 690 anytime, anywhere, on any device. Whether you're at home or on the go, get the latest on the Jags, FSU, the Jumbo Shrimp, and Action Sports Jax on Odyssey.com. That's AUDACY.com or on ESPN690.com.
Welcome back. I was going to do some quick hitters like FSU, and it was a nice win. Florida, bad loss. Georgia's really good. Alabama's really good. I don't know if anybody else is good. We're going to do a little bit of that. We'll talk more about that tomorrow.
I mean,
yeah,
I know.
Fair enough.
I
fair
know.
Enough. I would get Penn State this week.
Yeah.
But again, do you really feel like Iowa's been very good? Do you feel like Iowa can beat Georgia or Alabama?
Is John Bachman and Mike Bursch listening right now?
No, they're on set.
Probably not. No.
Really? Like, I feel like this is Iowa of the South here. I mean, there are so many Iowa connections to this area that you don't worry just about Bachman and Burrish.
Oh, I know. There's a lot. Yeah.
I mean,
I remember we had somebody on from the Bold City Brigade, and we got into a little trash talk back and forth.
I think, listen, Iowa's been very impressive. Really have. I don't know if they're that. I feel like there's always a team like that impresses. And listen, I have some questions about Georgia on offense still. I do, but their defense is so dang good. Like, I don't see a lot of people moving the ball against them. Like, what's Iowa's offense going to do against Georgia's defense?
Yeah.
You know? All right, let's talk more about that tomorrow anyway. We got a lot more to get to. But first, we found this sound from Marcus Spears of ESPN and really Dan Orlovsky. I don't know how much. It's kind of long, so I don't know how much we'll get to. We got about 5 minutes to go. But they think the Jags should move on from Urban Meyer after all this stuff. Let's hear what they say. And then is that a little over the top, or do they have a point? Here they are.
Not only the locker room, but Shad Khan, you need to find your new head coach, bro. It's time for Urban Meyer to be dismissed and relieved of his duties. This is not the first distraction, right? This is not a visceral reaction to what Urban Meyer did, even though there needs to be one to that as well. He brought in a strength coach that had racist history. He brought in Tim Tebow to play tight end, which he never did in the NFL before. This is a pattern that we've seen go on since Urban Meyer has been the head coach in Jacksonville. And then this particular situation with a young quarterback, first pick, just married, 0-4, trying to win football games, and the coach is the exact wrong reason why they in the news. I played football 9 years in the NFL. Every head coach I ever had said, don't be the guy to take focus off of what we're doing as a football team as we try to win games. It was a message that resonated throughout every locker room I've ever been in. Shad Khan, you on the clock, bro. It's time for you to find another head coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And it needs to start like right now, like today.
So that's Marcus Spears. And Dan Orlovsky went on to say similar, kind of like more from a Trevor Lawrence point of view. It's like, do I want to play for that guy in terms of Urban Meyer? And now he's defended Urban over the years. He's going to be put on a podium Wednesday and probably have to defend him over the years, over the last few months. He's probably going to, whatever he says, he usually has very good insight on all the topics. We'll see what Trevor Lawrence says. I think this feels a bit over the top to me. And one more thing, for the national folks, can we please stop lumping in the Tebow tryout with the Doyle situation and this situation? I mean, I don't really see the connection between the Tebow thing and that. Like, is bringing Tebow in a fireable offense?
No.
Right? Doyle can get you in that kind of conversation. This might get you in that kind of conversation. Leave the Tebow stuff out of it, national guys, okay? Sure. I mean, that's not in this category at all. That is more on the Quincy Williams is now in New York. You know, that is why is Josh Oliver in Baltimore. That's that part of the conversation. So anyway, I'm just tired. I don't like the Tebow stuff. And sometimes we all kind of do it, but because it was questioned, right, on a national level. But it's totally different. But I don't know, man. Is this over the top? Is it to say he shouldn't be coaching anymore because of this? I feel like it is.
First of all, with the Tebow thing real quick, this team is not 0-4 because of Tim Tebow. Okay? This team didn't lose 4 games in a row because Tim Tebow had a tryout at tight end. If that is the case, then you probably have the most weak-minded NFL players in the entire league. That's not the case. Okay? So get that out of your head. Is it a fireable offense? I mean, let's be honest, man. We all make mistakes, right? Some make worse ones than others. I think some are fireable offenses in terms of, you know, if you get arrested, depending what you are as a player, like sometimes, you know how I feel about it, Brent.
Yeah.
I think if there's domestic cases involved, I don't think you should be able to play anymore. I really don't. That's just my opinion. This obviously wasn't a domestic case with Urban Meyer, okay? It was a situation where he's in a bar with a girl that wasn't his wife, and you can let the footage speak for itself. Do you get fired because of that? I don't think so. Is it a distraction? Yes. Will the team come closer together now? I mean, bond closer together because, you know, they see, hey, my head coach made a mistake. We all make mistakes. I don't know. But I don't think a guy should lose his livelihood and lose his job over a personal thing like that. I mean, if we're talking about Urban Meyer, like if he got caught cheating on his wife and it wasn't on video, but we heard about it, should he lose his job then? No, but since we saw a video of him dancing with somebody, that's it? Probably not.
Yeah, let's just say this too. Shad Khan invested somewhere up around, now maybe there's a clause he can get out of this contract, but we're talking maybe some $8 to $10 to however $1 million a year, probably for 6 years plus. Okay?
Yeah.
Like just from an investment standpoint, all right, let's do the math on that. 4 games worth? Yeah. I think he's got to give him some rope here just based on his investment. Yeah. Now, if he thinks that it's going to just blow up and go bad and he's not working and he's, you know, then you probably have some reason within the contract and all that stuff. I just don't know if this is going to be conduct detrimental, get out of the contract type of thing. I don't see it as that.
Here's the thing about this team. We say it's a distraction. We say it's a big deal. But we'll find out Sunday how big of a deal it is.
I agree with that.
And I know it's one game, but this is what it comes down to. If this team is playing undisciplined, if there's penalties nonstop, if this team looks distracted, well then, yeah, I think maybe some of those comments spoke on ESPN can be warranted. Right now, we don't know. It's not a big deal until it's a big deal. Come Sunday, if this team looks like they're doing against the Houston Texans, then yeah, it's a big deal. And that conversation might be brought up.
And by the way, the one person that might have more power within this organization, if he's really offended by this, than Urban, then not more power than Shad, but is Trevor.
Yeah.
And if Trevor has a major problem with it internally that we don't even hear about or know about, then maybe there is a reason to move on. But face value as it sits right now, I'd be stunned, floored if Urban Meyer gets fired because of this.
Yeah.
Unless we hear more, see more, somebody says more. That's going to do it. We have Jags Report Live coming up, more on this and other things at 7 o'clock at Sneakers, so hustle over there. Jihad Ward will join us, and 7 o'clock on Fox 30 if you can't make it over, but stop on by. And we'll be back tomorrow at 3 from Top Golf. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.